Yes, indeed. One, what is the deal? Welcome to the No Pick Show, where we deal with facts, not emotion. No hand holding. I'm your host, Chedda-chaz. I got my dog, Justin Davis, with me. What's happening with your big round?
What's good? Doubling back on y'all asses. Y'all thought the
Doubling back.
Wi-Fi was gonna kill us. You heard me, but we back. You can't stop it. Greatness personified. You heard me. What's good, bro?
Yes, indeed. Look, I know they probably said, I know Chad's sick, but I ain't know the Wi-Fi was sick too. Like, yeah, bitch, we all got a cold around here. So got a couple of Dairy Queen clips that have come out today. Him, of course, doing some press run over there at the NBA Finals. One very interesting clip came out today with him speaking with Jose Alvarado, former teammate, locker room mate, and I'm sure former leader of the team and probably a mentor to Dairy Queen. But so everybody in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button. For the people that was here earlier who questions I didn't get a chance to answer, I got y'all questions started and queued up, and I'm gonna drop the link so people can call in later and you guys can ask some questions and speak on a few things as well. So let's get to the clip.
What's some advice you would give me now that I finished my rookie year?
Yo, chill out, bro. Chill. Yo, stop, bro. Come on. Some advice I would give you: shut up and listen.
I was bad.
Sometimes you learn from the moments. You know, you wasn't a kid that wasn't trying to think he knew it all, and just be yourself. You got an important year coming up. I tell you this all the time, so you better have a great summer, and I'm happy for you. I'm asking you a question. What was your favorite moment between me and you in New Orleans?
I was like I made like a bad play, and then you lift my head up when we was in Miami. You went out to eat, and it was just good vibes.
Yeah. I respect that.
After that was great win.
My God, man, I appreciate you.
Yo, because I heard somebody tell me this before. Shout out to Jose Alvarado. Shout out to Dairy Queen also. I got a lot of brothers, right? I got a lot of brothers. I'm actually the youngest male in my family. So don't ever touch my motherfucking face or touch my head or my chin. Don't ever do that. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Like, damn, Chaz, you look dejected. It's gonna be all right. Man, don't touch me, man. Pat me on the back, punch me in the chest and stuff. Don't do that. Everybody different, though. I mean, everybody different. Don't ever fucking do that. But what do you think of DQ's comments and Jose? Maybe I just got the wrong brothers. Maybe there's something wrong with me.
You from New Orleans, so you from the city, ain't you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the people like from the city, they
like, boy, get the fuck
boy, what you doing? We come from a traumatic time in life, bro. Like if you grew up at a certain age range, bro, boy, you getting fucked up if you had an older brother, or younger brother. So get your goddamn hands off me. You have to be able to rip somebody and beat somebody up all at the same time. You hear me?
Shout out to Jay Burke, man. I'm glad Jay Burke got that notification, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yo, look, what you thinking? I thought Jose gave him some great advice, bro.
He definitely did. I think he like the one thing, bro. Listen, and I know I want DQ to like be himself because that's what he told him. Be yourself. You gotta grow up a little bit, though. You gotta understand, like you gotta understand sooner. Like he clearly like jokes a lot, plays a lot, right? Yeah. You could tell from the interviews and all, and that's cool to a degree. But if you're gonna play, though, you gotta be able to work. You gotta be able to work. I'm hoping that the immaturity don't supersede like any potential, whatever it is he could be. But I think Jose told him, shut up and listen. And you got a big summer. Like year two for him it's
major.
Year 2 for DQ I think year 2 for him is more important than year 2 for Fizz. Like,
yeah, I think so as well. I think people typically give big men less benefit of doubt in their gradual growth.
Yes,
because even when you look at Jaylen during, who's coming off an incredible year, people was like, "What the fuck?" Like, you was like, first year he was doing this thing. Second year, what's happening with y'all, man? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I see all y'all. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Spectacular Nando. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Now during in this fourth year now, had an incredible year. playoffs was it was pretty bad, but generally he had an incredible year. Same thing.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my sis P File in the building. Also, look at Evan Mobley, up and down career, up until it was time to get paid. Then Evan Mobley started busting ass.
Phenomenal. Came right back down to earth.
Yeah, so right back to a pumpkin. Whereas with Fears, people, young guard, one of the most difficult positions to transition into. So I think people will give him more the benefit of the doubt, like you said. What's your expectations for DQ going into this upcoming season? And do you think he'll be able to realize it, or do you think people may have set certain expectations too high or too low?
Oh, it's tough, to be honest, because one, with a new coach, I feel like everybody should have new expectations. You know what I mean? I feel like last year almost shouldn't matter for nobody, right? and DQ,
they lied about the defense, bro.
DQ. No, I ain't mad.
Well,
probably. No, I think I really believe Mosley coming in. I think he's gonna give everybody like an opportunity to earn your spots.
Yeah,
but like DQ, I don't know what his expectation should be next year. To be honest, like because there were like his season was so up and down.
Yes,
right. Like here's just a comparison. Fears, you expect by the end of next year, definitely going into year 3, he's gonna probably be the starting point guard, right?
Yeah.
Like even just from a talent perspective, you probably like, oh, Fears year 3 cracks.
Well, I think at least by year 4, because something weird could happen in year 2 to where it's like you had a bit of a down year. Then year 3, you kind of start to blossom more.
I can see that. DQ, nice. It would be. That'd be a good move for them.
Pistons, that's the move the Pistons need to make. But I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
No, you good. I definitely make that move.
To me, it's really like a SAR, but then you got to start worrying about like salary matching. Do the Clippers want Jaylen Duren? Potentially, right? I mean, that's a hell of a young core with Garland, Duren, Ben Mathurin, Asar. That's a hell of a young core right there, especially if you keep that fifth pick.
Would you do Asar and Duren for
Kawhi?
For Kawhi?
I would. If
1 year Kawhi, because he on the expiring. I couldn't do it for I need the extension.
I think the reason why I would do it is because
no extension guaranteed.
I think he'll take the money because this is gonna be his last payday. And then going into free agency, ain't a ton of teams gonna be able to really pay him. But this is why I would do it. This is why I would do it. Honestly, this is why I would do it, bro. At the end of the day, like a lot of I'm trying to win, and like Trajan historically ain't been known for making great trades.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying, at least not talent acquisition moves. So
not really great draft picks either.
Not really great at drafting. You got your number 5 pick Holland, who kind of he's not a bust, of course. He's a great defensive player, but he's kind of like a carbon copy of Asar without the athleticism. He's a monster defensively, but don't really do nothing.
I don't want to interrupt you, but you know who I want to take a shit on real quick?
Who that?
Fred Vincent.
Fred Vincent.
Because
couldn't get us to shoot.
I remember when we left here, they was like, man, we lost the shooting guru. Why would you let him go? And he been there for a while now. Asar still can't shoot. Holland still can't shoot.
Bro, when Drew Holiday was with the Pelicans, he couldn't shoot. Josh Hart couldn't shoot with the Pelicans. I think motherfuckers find 1 or 2 success stories and they like attach that to like a person's resume. And it's like, bro, generally we talking about the quantity of players they've helped. It hasn't been a ton. Like no one you never mention, well, you never hear mentioned for working with Anthony Davis. Hansen, I think it was Kevin Hansen, right? If I'm not mistaken, he was like one of the guys that was working with Anthony Davis a lot hands-on. But you never really hear him mentioned for like he helped Anthony Davis blossom and become this.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. it's all about PR. You got the right PR, then shit gonna pan out.
I just always wanted. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, who is our shooting coach? And I was like, well, they talk about Fred Vincent. He been in Detroit for a while now, and Asar and Holland, them motherfuckers still can't shoot. Like, okay,
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't want to get in one. Of my
no, I ain't trying to.
No. Because I get in that zone, and then I'll be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Let's talk about this. Like, but it still might get there. The night is young. Make sure everybody hit that like button. But yeah, if I'm the Pistons, Kawhi, for me, any team, I'm going with Kawhi versus Giannis. Kawhi's game is incredibly versatile. He looked incredible this year. Both at this point have some injury histories. Giannis's injury history is a little more terrifying with the calf shit, so I hope he's okay.
But one thing about Kawhi, that motherfucker know how to make it back at the end of the season.
Kawhi's a killer, dog. Like, if I'm Detroit, dog, and you got to do something, I need somebody that can help dominate on the ball to take take some stress off of Cade's plate. You saw what like Tobias Harris was able to do in the postseason. Like, imagine if that's Kawhi.
No, Kawhi. It was years ago now. It was years ago. You saw Kawhi just go win the East.
Yeah, like Kawhi is an animal, dog. Like,
if you put Kawhi next to Cade, you don't think they could give
Detroit better make that call.
You don't think they could give the Knicks a run?
I think they give anybody a run.
Yeah,
because especially if you able to, like, you better hope Holland
turn into something.
Then you still have enough money to kind of fill out the rest of the roster. In my opinion, I think
do that shit
because the Pistons at this point showed 2 years in a row with kind of different iterations of that team. Whereas you lost Hardaway, you lost Malik Beasley, but you brought in Duncan Robinson, you brought in a guy here, guy there, and like Kevin Huerter didn't do shit, but you brought in a couple guys here and there that were able to kind of replicate some of those things, and you got one of the best coaches in basketball. He gonna know how to make Kawhi and KD pop off, and Kawhi still got some years left in the tank, in my opinion. Shout out to my dog Nando in that super chat. Nando said, I think Brown makes a ton of sense for the Pels. We really need to start consistently winning more than worried about a championship. Damn them picks. And truthfully, I don't think it would cost you a ton of draft capital. I think it would only cost a ton of draft capital if you wanted to keep all your good players. And to me,
that's my plan.
Your plan is to keep all the good players.
Listen, I'll say this: if I had to choose, I would say, damn the picks, keep the players. Right? Ooh, I'm gonna tell you why. Tell you why. Because how I view it, like, realistically, if you say you can have most of the picks, right? You talking about Poole and DeJounte that's going out, right? So if I got everything else,
you said
no, Poole and
in this trade scenario,
DeJounte salary,
Poole and DeJounte, right, for salary.
I'm saying, and if we saying like, listen, just take the picks.
Take 5 picks.
Yeah, he'll go 5 picks, Poole and DeJounte.
2 swaps.
Right, 3 picks, 2 swaps. Give me Jaylen Brown. So now you keep majority of your roster. You keep majority of your roster. You still have, who could you possibly make? You still got Herb you can make moves with if you need to. I think that would probably be maybe your biggest piece. And I don't know how you would fall as far as like you probably have to figure out something with Sadiq Bey, but if you could round that out with like just a couple auxiliary pieces, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you like, if Bryce seems decent, and then you really just one of them 2 ways that we've been watching, not them UDFAs.
We gonna talk about Pierre as well. Shout out to Pierre, New Orleans finest. Listen, man.
You let one of them UDFAs become Dennis Jenkins. Listen, you hoping, but I'm just saying, Bryce McGowan was solid last year.
Very, yeah.
But then you end up with a lineup situation of Brown, Trey, Z, technically Herb still there, Messi still there. You know what I'm saying? You trying to replace You trying to replace DeJounte and Poole anyway.
Yeah, try to upgrade those positions. Yeah, honestly,
so if you,
I'm comfortable starting Fears if we get Jaylen Brown. I ain't tripping at all.
No, dog. I go find me an old P. I go say, Chris, you retired or you want to come back for a season?
What, Chris Paul?
Listen, man. Russell Westbrook, you want to come
call
up?
Russ.
I'm just saying.
You know what's funny? And look, I gotta go there because now I'm in the zone because you brought up Chris Paul's name. Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook got two things in New Orleans. Two things in common. They both hate New Orleans. Chris Paul took all that shit. Chris Paul hate New Orleans. But
Chris on this, listen, bro. After what the Clippers did to Chris this season, you probably gonna fall. This is the place that's gonna retire that number.
Man,
this is the place. You better make your good graces.
That will be fucked up too. Like, okay, you went out there in the streets and got pregnant and got fucked up in the street. Now you want to come back home.
Listen, we still love you. We still love you. Come on.
Man, I'm hard on the hoe. Fuck that.
I'm hard on
the hoe. What your girl told Jody? The car need fixing. That ain't my problem, bitch.
Man.
No, but
fuck all my doorstep.
But shit, I would bring in a veteran point guard, just like a spot veteran point guard who could do some ball distribution, mentorship, like even a Cole Anthony who got experience with Jamal Mosley. Probably going to be a minimum guy. Tyus Jones. Guys. Yeah, personally, I love the idea you presented. The only thing, my only pushback would be, it's going to get to the point where I would need some young talent, right? Well, I'm sorry, some cost control talent. And I would have to consolidate a little bit. So if I could pawn her,
you only got 2 years. You only got a 2-year window.
Yeah,
that's my caveat.
But I think if you trade for Jaylen, I think at least by his second year, he's gonna like, well, I need an extension, partner. At least a 2-year, $100 million.
Yeah.
So let's say Jaylen 30, right? Let's say Jaylen plays till he's 38, hypothetically. Right? But let's say he's with you the next 4 years, just hypothetical, right? So like Fears, he gonna need his money soon. Trey, if you got a good team, there probably would be some willingness to pay the tax. And you still got a couple positions you need to upgrade. Like Preston Achua, I think he gonna get some money. I think Mitchell Robinson's gonna get some money. I think a lot of those guys
$29 million right now.
That's insane. I don't count a nigga pocket, but god damn.
I was looking at that earlier. I said, man, they get Mitch getting 30 mil. That's crazy, bro.
That's a lot of motherfucking money. No, but he's also an incredible all-world defender.
He make starting. Let me double.
You sure he make that? I thought he made 12.
I was looking at it earlier, bro. Hold on. He make no. It's a decline. He made 12. My bad.
Yeah, I thought he made 12. I was like, what the fuck?
My bad, bro.
You might be looking at another Mitchell. I think anyone in the organization over 4 years needs to be traded. Players that haven't been corrupted by Willie Green and Borrego. Build the culture up the right way and get the losing mindset out. That's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. I do think that the Pelicans will be and should be in talent acquisition mode. Look, I fuck with basketball because he always support the show, but he always talk about Ingram. Bro, the Raptors trying to trade Brandon right now. Shout out to my dog, Chris Lambert. He probably joined the show later. He just wrote an article. He was like, look, the Canada got to stop blaming Brandon. It's not his fault. And honestly, I think they should stop blaming Brandon too, because if Brandon plays, that series doesn't go to 7. You probably get eliminated in 5. So
that's the thing. That's the thing about Trey too. Yeah, you move Brandon to make space for Trey, but and I'm not even trying to do this, but if I turn Trey into Jaylen Brown, like he better than both of them. So
I also think. I'm sorry, did you finish your point? I don't want to cut
you off. I'm good. I'm just saying the point was essentially like you can't. That's not even if you made. I'm saying like comparing Brandon to Trey. It's like we did move on for Brandon to make room for Trey, and you 1000% should move Trey if it meant getting Jaylen Brown. Ideally, you keep Trey, like, but you don't say, nah, you can't fucking have Trey if the deal ain't incredible. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like just raping you for Jaylen Brown.
I think that's a misrepresentation to a degree basketball statement, because I think you didn't move Brandon to make room for Trey necessarily, in my opinion. I think for one, you moved Brandon because you didn't want to pay him $40 million.
Yeah.
For two, Trey is a better fit. For three, the guy that you brought in to replace Brandon wasn't Trey, it was DeJounte Murray. And DeJounte Murray, he been dog shit. Like, just keeping it $1. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a fan of the show. Nigga been trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck him a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you or lie on you. Nigga been trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the record since he's been?
They 14 in the games DeJounte has played in both years. They're 14-31. They were 9-22 in year one, and he was 5-9 last year.
Yeah, no, nah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, that's 16 games out of 500.
That ain't gonna fucking cut it, man. And look, I see y'all questions. I'm starring some of y'all questions. Sam say, how many wins do you think Jaylen Brown adds while losing Trey and DeJounte? I don't think it could be an isolated move. I think because you're gonna make other moves. You still need, if you traded for Jaylen, you still need shooting in a 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of why I'd rather just say I'd rather move DeJounte and Poole for the picks. Like DeJounte Poole for Jaylen Brown than the picks, because if I move Trey and something else and picks, now I gotta it's more things that I have to try and replace, in my opinion, as opposed to just kind of like if I add, like, I feel like Fierce he won't be DeJounte right now. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Fierce could do a good enough job at playing the point guard, regardless if he starts or not, could do a good enough job with the point guard situation to where we could replace that. And I think Poole wouldn't plan anyway. And while I think Poole can have a positive impact going into next year if he's here, like, you ain't losing the production because he wasn't on the floor.
That's one of the things as it pertains to, like, when you just talk about Jaylen Brown's salary. It's like, well, he won a ring and clearly earned that money, even with Jordan Poole. They don't win a ring that year without him, so he earned the money. But it's like, if you worried about Jaylen making $60 million or $50+ million, because I don't think it's 60 next year, but if you worried about him, then combined, you're talking about Poole at $34 million. And DeJounte around 30, and it's like, even if let's just keep it DeJounte and her.
Poole make 34 and DeJounte gonna make 30, so that's 64 million.
Let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. DeJounte, her, right? That's 45 million right there. Adding Hawkins, that's 52 million, right?
Yep.
You will do better setting that money on fire. Today,
DeJounte make 32 next year. I was cutting up some slack.
All right, so that's what, 54 million. You do better setting that money on fire. Like, if you say, I don't want to give this guy 54 million, but I'll give these 3 guys who don't necessarily contribute to winning this 54 million. To me, it's nonsensical, because now it's a quality over quantity thing. And I think you could definitely, I don't think that package gets you anything, but I'm just saying, I do think if you were able to consolidate and get a guy, even if he made a lot of money, who was just light years better as a player, I think you do it. Well, and Looney got a team option, so if I had Looney, then it's like 62. They might like Looney in Boston though, because
it might. I think
trash.
I think another thing about consolidating, Jess? And you talk about this a lot too. The money is tough, but also the Pelicans, like you said, you got a lot of dudes on contracts. We don't have that many roster spots. Also, with not having that many roster spots, like, if you consolidate it to a degree, now you would have more opportunity for dudes to be able to actually play and get some runway and maybe earn a little bit more of their role. Like, an example would be, let's say you're starting 5. Let's say you make is the move you make to get Jordan, to get Jaylen Brown is DeJounte and Poole. All right. So now I got my starting five, whatever that is. But now Fears has a clear runway for like the point guard position.
Yes.
There's nobody in there ahead of him. Whoever you got off the bench for that, because I imagine that Jordan Poole is going to play this year, right? Like he historically is like a 25 to 30 minute guy. I'm not saying that he would have got that, but now you got PV. We can see what he looks like. Bryce, I can see actually what he looks like. If you somehow got a draft pick and drafted somebody, DQ, you're going to need minutes to figure out what DQ, like you create a scenario where you don't have as many players that you have to give minutes to. You already know Jaylen Brown going to be on the floor regardless, but you still have, you've created more opportunity for your other players to play, in my opinion.
I think what you just made was a really excellent, underrated point. Because I think when you're paying so many guys so much money, you feel obligated to play them even if they ain't doing shit. Like there were certain games last year where like player X was playing and you're like, no, these minutes should be going to DeJounte right now. Or like these minutes should be going to shouldn't be going to DeJounte. They probably should be going to Fears, like that Knicks game, for example, the final Knicks game of the season. Or these minutes should be going to Bryce McGowan instead of Herb, because you need someone who's at least a threat offensively. These minutes
think about all the minutes that Hawkins played where he ain't even, they sat him down early, but like Hawkins was just getting opportunities where like maybe he didn't need those opportunities. Or maybe Sadiq Bey and I think Sadiq Bey played extremely well. But maybe Sadiq Bey shouldn't have got as much opportunity of runway as he got last year. I'm just putting the point out there for
I totally get what you're saying. Shout out to Jay Burke. He said, and make sure y'all send y'all questions, and we still gonna drop the link also. He said Derek White making $30 million per 28-29. Y'all think they want to take on the DeJounte Murray contract for 3 years? Well, DeJounte only got this year and next year as a team option, if I'm not mistaken. So what they could do, this upcoming year and the following year would be a team option.
He got a player option.
I'm sorry, player option. Yeah, and so what they could do is be like, if you opt out, we'll sign you to a cheaper extension. Something along
similar to
what
lines. They're trying to do with Harden in Cleveland.
Yeah, something along those lines, right? Maybe you get to play in a market like Boston. You seem to have a relationship with Jason Tatum. You get to reunite with Derek White. Maybe he'd be interested in that if they want to keep him, because they might just be like, no, we want this money to expire a year from now. But we're going to start building around Tatum, and we need all this money gone. Maybe that's how they look at it, because that's probably how I would look at it.
I ain't gonna lie. I think DeJounte will do okay in Boston for 2 years, to be honest, because one, you'll be back in the East. And the last time you saw DeJounte in the East with Atlanta, he played really solid, right? Like he played really solid for Atlanta when Trey was out. Two, if you in the Boston system, the Boston system to me is conducive to like solid offense. You know what I mean? Like they have a offensive friendly system, in my opinion. So I think DeJounte could go over there and look really. And then when you play, and this is another thing too, like when you play with fucking Tatum, like another great player, do you know how much easier things should be for DeJounte Murray? Like,
I mean,
like realistically, if you think about it, so fuck, send him over there.
Man, I don't give a fuck where we send him. I'm trying to get him up out of here, because to your point, like, and again, I think that point you made was just so excellent. When you have these high-paid players, there's a certain obligation to play these motherfuckers, even from the standpoint of I need to play him so I'm able to trade him. That's why Jordan Poole getting so many DNPs last year didn't make any sense, because it's like,
you murdered the opportunity.
Whatever value, it's like, for example, like I think Jordan Poole's contract is the most valuable it's going to be since he signed right now, with him being as an expired. Even if he did play well, I still think right now would be the most valuable it's going to be. But you blew any chance of it becoming like a positive asset necessarily. Now I think it's just a neutral asset.
Yes.
But you blew any chance of it becoming a positive because you gave him a bunch of DNPs so you could play the likes of some other motherfuckers who just wasn't contributing nothing either. Like it was a real amateur hour, man. When it came down to the rotations and things.
I personally think it hurt his offseason trade value to a degree because let's say he was getting DNPs towards the end of the season also. Let's say he would have he played a couple games at the end of the season, but let's say when
the last game he played was right after the Jazz, maybe.
Yeah, I think he played against Boston and he played in the Utah game. Yeah, he had 34, 35, something like that. But like if he would have let's say the last stretch, like when they were making the play-in push, right? Let's say he would have been playing and contributing and something like that. And like people could have been like, oh, well, see, he could still play and look good or whatever the situation is. You go into the season and let's say somebody like a Boston might have looked at that player and been like, well, shit, even if we got to keep him for a little bit, we think he's going to be able to.
That we need.
Yeah, we think he's going to be able to help us. It's like now you only can think about the contract aspect of it because you eliminated what it was that he could look like because you ain't even put him on the floor. Hey, I was fucking pretty much eliminated anyway.
Yeah, y'all was pretty garbage after that Knicks loss. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Let me ask you this question. Hold on, wait, before you move, let me ask you this. If you had Memphis is on the phone for Ja, right?
Okay.
Memphis is on the phone for Ja. If you had to choose, you rather take the contracts out of it. You rather send DeJounte or you rather send Poole?
I'd rather send DeJounte.
Why so?
Because the Giants, like, it ain't even firstly, because I don't want any type of like turmoil with who's gonna be my starting point guard. Because if Ja comes to the Pelicans and I got fears here, I'm telling DeJounte, nigga, be for real. Like, go.
You telling fears, you mean?
No, I'm telling DeJounte, nigga, be for real. Like, you're not playing over Ja or over fears. Take all that caddy shit with you out of here. Like, go back to the West Coast with that. Like, whoa, what's happening with your JB5? Appreciate your membership, fam. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to the members. So I'm telling them now, go on about your business, partner, because now I got Ja on contract for the next couple of years. If shit don't work out, all right, Ja, you're still injured. Nice having you here, brother.
Right.
Appreciate you. Much love to you. But now, Fish, you ready to take off? I just don't want the same turmoil that I heard was going on with DeJounte behind the scenes, with DeJounte saying, well, if I return, I want to start.
I'm starting.
DeJounte telling the coaches to put him back in the game and costing, like that Knicks game, for example. Then you have the Portland game. It's too many politics going on. I'm trying to get all the politics out of the building. With Ja, it's boom or bust.
Can he stay on the court?
Because if Ja healthy, that's the thing too, bro. Like, just to keep it a dollar, and I don't mean it in a fucked up way. If Ja healthy, that's different. Yeah. When DeJounte healthy, he's more of just another guy. But Ja being healthy, that's different. Like, that's something else. You feel me?
Like, I know, and I know people like, man, Ja not the same Ja. And I'm like, he might not be top 5 point guard in the league, Ja, but that motherfucker still really good, though. Like, he's still, again, he might not be when, like, a couple years ago when he was peak Ja, this motherfucker was arguably the best point guard in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a case you could put up there, like Steph, obviously. Brunson was up there, but like Ja had a case for being like, all right, he really the guy. Even if he not that, he like, is he Fox right now? Maybe.
I think he'd be better than Fox.
He might. You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. I think that's, to me, the only people who should be saying stuff like that really are people from Memphis. Yes. Because you had people advocating for like trading Zion for Jaylen Green, saying, well, Zion's not the same guy, and he barely plays. Jaylen Green played 10 fucking games this season. Something weird like that. I'm like, nigga, shut up. At least, like, my thing is levels to this.
Yeah.
It's like with Ja, the only people that really should be complaining about that, in my opinion, or saying that are people from Memphis. Because imagine you win $100 million, right? Ooh. And I'm hating on you. I'm like, that nigga got that 100 million. It's only 60 million after taxes. Like, bitch ass up. Like, nigga, yeah, what the fuck? Nigga, shut up. Like, that's a lot of money. Right?
No,
so that's how I feel.
You know why I want Ja to? Bro, the fucking grenade celebration gonna go crazy in the blender, dog.
No,
the fucking
the
grenade.
You need. It's like the stock market, bro. You need high variance players, and when you're in New Orleans, you don't buy players in the penthouse and take them down to the cellar. No, you gotta buy shit in the cellar and take it to the penthouse. You gotta buy something they have the possibility to appreciate, because this is New Orleans. Like, your options are limited. I thought this was a really good question, and I saw free fire ant question as well. I want to address both of these to you. For Jay Burke, he said for the MLE. Best value center or shooter, I'm trading her for whatever position we can't get for the MLE. I think this offseason for the MLE, you can use a chunk of that to get. I don't think Colin Gillespie gonna get no big money based on what I've been hearing with Phoenix. Could be wrong.
Do that shit.
I like Colin Gillespie a lot. He got that dog in him too, and you got Fontecchio, who got a relationship with Troy Weave. I don't know if it's still a good relationship. And you got
you be mentioning Fontecchio, boy. Fontecchio must be about to make that call, bro.
No, what I think that too. Fontecchio, if I'm not mistaken, I think he shot like 40% this year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, played in Detroit, right? When Weaver was there. Look, Miami. So he's a winner. I mean, what I'm saying, he played. He wasn't a winner in Detroit, but you get my point. He, played in Miami, had another good season. 31 years old, get mature, you know what I'm saying? Too much of a high variance player, pretty consistent. I think that's a good one. And another thing I would like to get your opinion on this as well. Say I don't think it's going to be a straight up trade. To shout out to Fire and for the people listening. Say between the Celtics and the Pelicans, it may be a three-way trade. Milwaukee, Celtics, Pelicans, with Celtics getting Giannis trade to Milwaukee. Now I'm going to say this. I talked to some good people. Right. And I was told a couple of days ago, if you remember, you're aware, that shit coming from the Boston side. It's coming from the Boston side. Somebody, wait, this is a good one. Pelicans make me sad. Say, Chaz, how many times you said the N-word today?
I've been rolling today too.
Well, Pelicans make me sad. The first thing I do when I wake up is say the N-word. It makes my teeth white. Nigga,
Louisiana girl, dog. Always with the just gems, bro.
Say Pelicans have spoken to 27 different teams. When analyzing these rumors, ask yourself two things: who leaked this info? Who benefits from it being leaked? Whispers, the PELS aren't leaking anything. That's my position as well. Based on what I was talking to, that came from Boston. My thing is, why? Why is Boston doing that, though? I think that's Boston sending a smoke signal to say we're available. I mean, just call us. Let's talk.
I think Boston wants to put the feelers out about Jaylen Brown. Like, I think ideally they wouldn't mind moving on. Not that they just gonna give again. I think I don't know if me had this conversation on a pod or not, but like I look at it this way.
For real, hear me?
Once you make a true offer, not saying you can't come back from it, but like once you say, let's say the Pelicans call, hey, so what's up with Jaylen Brown, right? And it's like, well, what's up with him? Until that's just a conversation, that's interest, whatever, right? When you say here is Trey Murphy, so and so, that's like a legitimate offer.
But let me ask you something.
We tried to give you away.
Let me ask you something though. But you called me. I got to put everything on the table. If you called me, now we can talk. Because maybe the conversation, I'm not saying this is what I heard. I'm just saying maybe it went like this. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
So
maybe
I'm with you.
Maybe somebody might have been like, yo, what's up? What's up with Trey? I'm like, what's up with her? I mean, what's up with Jaylen? What's up with Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
We'll talk later. I bet. And that could have been you just asking what's up with Jaylen Brown? That's you showing interest. That don't mean y'all had in-depth talks or at-length talks. It was just maybe that's potentially what happened. Maybe that much didn't even happen. But
hey, listen, I could be wrong. But I think people start getting their feelings hurt, and then like agents start getting when people start being like,
let me see something.
This group is a special group. I'm so proud of this group and the way we played. I wish we trusted that style of play a little bit more, but I know playoffs kind of shifted our rotations and what we wanted to do. But I'm so proud, and it was my favorite year of my basketball career. One, streaming with you guys, chat, was awesome. Like being able to.
Yeah, I appreciate streaming with you as well, JB.
Why he got them dudes standing there like that? Why he couldn't just do it by himself, bro? Like he could just do it by himself,
like a rap group.
But listen, stand there and guard me from the people that might come through the screen.
Yo, shout out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, you'll get a little too expensive, dog. I ain't gonna hold it. But go ahead,
as soon as Jaylen Brown do that, if I'm Joe, I'm on the phone. I know. So did y'all see? I heard Jaylen talk about he loved what happened this year. We could provide him that kind of opportunity down here. Yeah. I got 3 firsts for you.
When you talk about guys who check all the boxes for his toughness, scoring, defense, just everything, to me, he would check a lot of boxes if there is some interest there. Because again, I heard that a lot of that's coming from Boston's side. And hey, maybe if Boston really likes your assets, maybe they're the ones pursuing your guys, and they're quote unquote just want to get out of the Jaylen Brown business. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a situation like that. And shout out to Mr. Hennessy. He had a great comment as well, speaking about the Celtics money issues. A lot of teams in debt right now. So the Celtics got some terrible tax issues right now. Well, not necessarily tax issues, but they got 31 million second average space. This is not a very formidable team.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. How much do you put stock in Joe Dumars talking about players wanting to be here or not?
I put a lot of stock in it. Now
let's say you got a deal for Jaylen Brown on the table, and JB come out and be like, I really don't want. Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Well, then I'm gonna look at his contract, but see, if he told me like I don't want to do it, bro, then I would be like, okay, and I would leave it alone. If he was open to it, because here's the thing, and I'm just being real. I'm pretty sure almost everyone says that. Like at least the people who in a positive situation are like they like, I don't want to go to the ghetto. Like,
so I'm gonna leave the penthouse and go back to the cellar.
Yeah, like I gotta do this again. But see, that's when you gotta sell it. Like that's why Joe Dumars being such a legendary player and like league person, he can sell it. Because one thing I want to mention that I forgot to mention last time was talking about Jamal Mosley, who's been playing Jaylen Brown 4 times a year for like the last 5-6 years. You're talking about Joe Dumars, who's like
and got a playoff series against him.
A tough playoff series against him. People shitting on Mosley. Mosley had them dudes battling each postseason for real.
Yes.
Talking about Joe Dumars, who like was talking to Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown was the president or vice president of the basketball association of the players union, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some relationship there, especially when you're in the league office. And Joe Dumars is like, I'm Joe Dumars. Like I'm an NBA Hall of
really
Famer. Ask Tim Hardaway Sr. what I do. Like ask Michael Jordan.
Ask Michael Jordan about me.
Right. Ask your partner Larry Bird.
Is Joe Dumars top 75? I don't know if he top 75. Did he make the top 75?
I don't think Joe top 75.
Okay. I ain't mad if he not, but like
I was mad at some of the names they got left off that list.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly who.
He's a true Hall of Famer, not one of them dudes who like everybody get in kind of Hall of Fame. No, Joe Dumars was a genuine Hall of Fame player. Like
we beat Larry Bird but Isaiah Thomas, we beat Michael Jordan. Like that just commands a certain level of respect. Shout out to Dexter. Say the Celtics are way over the apron. They would be happy to unload Jaylen Brown, especially since he attracts negative media attention. Now, the root of some of that negative media attention is bullshit, in my opinion. And if they feel like, you know, it's too hot to handle, look, we one of the only media people in New Orleans, Jaylen, so you got love over here. So come on home to New Orleans. You feel me? Young Illuminati say, if we can keep DJ and move Poole in that deal, I would do the deal with Boston. So he would prefer to keep DeJounte. Okay.
A lot of people like DeJounte.
Yeah, a lot of people like, look, I just want to win. Ultimately, like if DeJounte was just out there busting ass, and it was just like, all right, well, Fizz, you're going to have to take that spot from him. And that's what it boils down to. But
you give DeJounte any grace?
No. I don't. This is why. This is why I don't. This is why I don't. It's like
your one was tough. Your one, he went through a lot.
Well, what was that? The slip side. It's like what I used to say about Zion, right? Zion used to get away with a lot of shit because when he played, he was a bad motherfucker, right? When he played, he was awesome, right? When he played, but when you not delivering, you can't get away with certain shit. And DeJounte lie a lot. Like that's the thing. Like DeJounte be lying. So it's like brother, you know, you ain't lying to me, but you lying to like everybody. And it's like, no, bro, I know you're lying about this, and this, but whatever, right? So, like, nigga, lie to him. Don't lie to me. Like, you sound smart to a dumb nigga. Like, get out of here. So, you know, I'm just ready to move on and want to bring in some like winning players and some guys who've won at a high level. And I just think that some of your parts would be better with a Jaylen Brown. DeJounte's injury history does leave a lot to be desired because now you're talking about two major injuries. The hand, I wouldn't say major, but you missed pretty much 2 years. You know, you missed 2 years. So it's kind of tough, you know.
I'm with you though. I personally believe you gotta make because initially I know we was like on the previous show that day. I know we was gonna talk about like the roster if it stood as is. Again, bro, it's not even. Here's a question.
Okay.
You rather have Jaylen Brown or Kawhi?
Oh, Jaylen.
Which one do you think will cost you less to get?
Probably Kawhi. Probably cost a little less.
You know
what? I think Jaylen will cost you less, and this is why. I think they kind of like we married to Kawhi to a degree because we're in a scandal. First of all, allegedly, whatever happens, what that happens. But we're in a scandal. He's head and shoulders our best player. We got some young talent here, and we got this number 5 pick. Who knows if they keep that pick? If they trade that pick for a guy, then now you need Kawhi. Because Garland, Kawhi, Ben Mathurin, let's say you break John Collins back, Chris Dunn, what have you. That's not a bad team.
Nah, you could go make some. You could go make. Yeah. They were making the push.
Yeah, they was making the push.
On the back end, yeah.
And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but all you lost really was Harden. So. You know, I don't mean it disrespectfully.
Darius Garland at this point could give you the Harden production.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Now you do have to sign Ben Mathurin to an extension, but I think they would hold their cards a little cheaper to the vest with Kawhi. Because look, like you say, Dexter, Kawhi is near the down end of his career, back end of his career, but last year Kawhi didn't show no signs of that, boy.
Let me ask you this. Because because Kawhi's on the expiring, right? You think he get an extension this offseason?
My bad. I don't have that video on here. I'm gonna download it though. Pelicans make me mad. Do I think he get an extension this offseason? Yeah,
from them. You think they're gonna extend him?
I think if he was like, I want to stay, they would extend him. But knowing Kawhi probably is like,
I go test free agency.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, you want to stay? I think if they was like, we want to trade you, I think he'd be like, all right.
I agree with that. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because I think if you could get Kawhi to agree to an extension, I think you could literally get away with doing, what does he make? 50 mil? I think he makes 50 this year.
I'll pull it up real quick.
You gotta now listen, you gotta break him off on the other side of that pause.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gotta so he make 50, so he be cheaper to get. So you could do, what could you do to get Kawhi?
I don't think he'd be cheaper to get. I ain't gonna lie.
You think it's gonna cost? So I'm talking about from a trade perspective. You think it's gonna cost the same to get Jaylen Brown from Boston?
I don't know about this. I think the Clippers value him more than the organization may be beginning to value Jaylen. Because think about this: if you move Kawhi, that's it. You're like in a new era. If you move Jaylen, it's like, well, we still got Tatum, we still got Derrick White, we still got Peyton Pritchard, we still got some things, and depending on what we get back, we can retool on the fly around Tatum. But if you move Kawhi, that's it. It's like it's
you know, to be cold-blooded if the Clippers, if Boston called the Clippers about Kawhi, Jaylen Brown for Kawhi.
I think you know what, if they did something like that, I almost feel like Kawhi would be going to a third team. Because
you don't think he would go to Boston?
I don't think so. Because Kawhi not like better right now than Jaylen Brown. Not at his age, and the money not that different.
He cheaper, like
he's a couple million cheaper.
Well, I'm saying, you think you got to resign Kawhi for like the 60 mil that Jaylen about to make?
Nah, I think he probably come back for like, and he's another person probably extend for like 2 years, 100 million. He probably about to start doing them LeBron contracts.
Yeah,
because Kawhi is 35. Jaylen Brown is 30.
No,
it's not close to me.
I don't know. I think the Kawhi's got like a nice little. I know we hadn't talked about this at all. This kind of like on the fly, but I think Kawhi got like, that's like one of them sneaky moves to where like Ja make 42. It's right. It's like
Ja Morant.
Yeah, I think Ja about to make 42 this year. Before we trade for, it's like before you trade for Ja, like, would you rather kick the tires on Kawhi?
No. It don't got nothing to do with Kawhi. See, again, this is where things get a little more complicated. So JB5 say if the Pelicans get Brown, do I see them trading Herb? I think at that point, if you want to address your center position and maybe get some shooting, you got to start trimming the fat around the edges. I would think, like with Hawkins and Herb and guys like that. I would think. See, here's the thing.
Interesting.
Here's the thing.
It's a fun show.
See, if you go after Kawhi, and shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 100 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You go after Kawhi, hypothetically. Now, I gotta fix everything this season. I gotta go now. I have to go get this person, that person, this person, that person. This season, I have to.
I don't know if you have to.
I say that because there's a chance this nigga won't come back. Right? First of all, and he's 35. So it's like, yo, you at least Jaylen Brown turning 30. Or he's 29 turning 30. Ooh. Kawhi is like 35. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't got the time. I can't go like, all right, this year ain't really work out, but next year we
gonna
like,
no, like, let that 50 roll off, dog. Let that 50 roll off.
And then it's like, all right.
You only lost DeJounte and Poole.
But here's the thing. Okay, the 50 gone. 50 gone. Who the fuck come and sign with the Pelicans? Now I'm in a position to where I'm like, hey, you want to trade me De'Aaron Fox? I'll take on his contract if you give me a first. Like now,
that might be the great rebuild. You might have,
but now I'm stuck with De'Aaron Fox for 4 fucking years.
Maybe it's not Fox who the move is. Maybe you know what? Maybe you create an opportunity to
Jared Allen. Maybe like you want to trade me Jared Allen? I'll take on his contract. You give me a first. It's like okay, so I just took 3-4 years of $30 million a year for a pick 28. in the motherfucking
If you don't,
NBA.
listen, because I'm beyond. This the thing. This another caveat too. We talked about it also. If let's say you go get Kawhi, right? And I'm not saying that you don't want Jamal Mosley to have like an ideal situation, but if these motherfuckers look like they suck, you're probably moving them all anyway.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing too. It takes time to move big money sometimes, like, and then if depending on how depreciated the nigga value is, you pipe it like knock on wood, right? Let's say you traded for, I'm just gonna throw a random name out there. Let's say you traded for, I don't even, let's say Chris Paul, right? Because I'm talking about somebody who's not playing no more. Let's say you traded for Chris Paul. Chris Paul is making $30 million. Chris Paul is 30 years old. Chris Paul tears his Achilles. Right? Or even DeJounte. DeJounte just tore his Achilles. Now, you can say, well, last year shit didn't go right. DeJounte don't want to be here. He made some whole ass statements about Katrina. I'm out of the DeJounte business. I didn't trade for DeJounte anyway. I'm the new front office. Okay, cool. You can't trade him because now he hurt and he came back and he didn't really play that well. So now I'm going into the offseason. I'm doing it to 2 off seasons. Well, I haven't been able to trade him. So that's why I think, in theory, if shit don't go right, you can trade everybody in one fall swoop. But look at the Kings. DeRozan, been trying to trade him for a couple years. Zach LaVine, been trying to trade him for a couple years. Malik Monk.
Which is why I say I think I'd be willing to sacrifice. Like, let's say I'm taking all of my pieces that I can't get off of, right? And was like, fuck it, half a season, like a season of Kawhi. It's either we great, right? Either we great, or if it don't, I know this is hypothetical. If it don't work out, I done got off DeJounte. Poole was gonna expire anyway, or I was gonna have to figure out something for Poole, and then maybe I could send Kawhi, because I could see Golden State being like, we'll
you
take
mean like
whatever.
by the deadline. Like
by the deadline, be like.
See,
or you just roll out there in the season, you let the money go.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing too with like the Pelicans. And my bad for that beat. The Pelicans, like, and I mentioned this before with the Jordan Hawkins thing. That to me, or with the Pelicans, is being realistic. That $7 million is worth more to the Pelicans than off the books. Because you would have the full MLE available, but you're talking about an organization where free agents have turned them down quite a bit historically, right?
Let me ask you this question. Well, as you talk about free agency, we know free agency is different. Players don't even really get their money in free agency.
Depending on who you is. Like, like for example, Paul George. Like they thought he was the last guy they need, and they got Paul George and gave Paul George that money. DeMar DeRozan, his contract partially guaranteed, but he got his money. Like, certain players still get it. With certain, like, look, DeAndre Ayton. If DeAndre Ayton would have went to the Pacers, he would have got a crazy fucking contract. That Phoenix ended up matching, and Miles Turner just got a nice contract. Like, some people, if they feel like they're a you away from winning, like, and you gotta appease certain people, like, I want to make Embiid happy. I want to make Maxey happy.
I think people go where you're gonna get the money. So I think if you like,
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I think if you like for example, Russell Westbrook wouldn't come to New Orleans if New Orleans was the only team. Like Chris Paul wouldn't come to New Orleans. I don't think. Like, and it was like out the league or come to New Orleans, and he would be like, I'm out the league, I guess. I think people just have and this is before Joe Dumars. Maybe he'll change a lot of these things, but it's like
this summer gonna be interesting, though. This summer gonna let you know a lot, to be honest,
bro.
Because if I don't think we have much like cap space, but if he can get anybody of merit to a degree, and I know again, I know it ain't a lot, right? But depending on what they do or whatever, if he can get anybody of merit, it's like, that's not a player you would typically see go to New Orleans. Like when Griff first got JJ Redick, it was like, you don't see players like JJ Redick come to New Orleans. And I think Griff fucked it up because he just couldn't,
What happened with that too, he paid JJ $12 million. Now, if you remember, JJ wanted to be traded the second year.
Yes.
And when he ultimately was traded during the season, that was the end of JJ's career. JJ never played after that. So you had to overpay a motherfucker who was on his last leg. And it is like, that's the thing, like with New Orleans, and like respect to Kevon Looney never made $8 million a season in his career. But you had to pay him because this New Orleans, and you know, I think the market. That's why I think some of the, when we throw out names, like something like, I know Cole, he keep asking if you like Jaylen Green, right? I know you do like Jaylen Green, and I think Troy Weaver, based on that draft historically, he liked Jaylen Green as well. That Kate Cunningham draft. It's like, but that's that you ordering off that menu. That's your menu. Right? This is Texas Roadhouse. This is not Root Chris. So you can get to Root Chris, but you got to start here. You got to eat something, need some sustenance. So you gotta right now. You looking at the Jaylen Greens, the Jordan Pooles, the Ja Morants, the guys that's like they got a scratch on it, but if I can buff that motherfucker out, it could be worse. Like that scratch
make it real ugly.
Yeah, like so to like shout out to Spectacular Insight. He was like, if we get Jaylen Brown, to any chance we can also get Naz Reid?
No. I'm gonna say no, because I don't think they'd be willing to trade whoever needed to be traded to go get Naz Reid. Personally.
Well, let's say hypothetically it's some combination of Poole, Herb, and Hawkins that goes out for Jaylen Brown. Because remember, the Pelicans are about $12 million away from the luxury tax. So they can take back more money, right? And then you send DeJounte, like if it's Poole, this hypothetically speaking, let's say if it's Poole, that's $64 million. Hawkins would make it 41. Herb would make it 56, I think.
He makes 17, something like that. Okay.
I thought he made 15, but let's say it's 17.
I think he do make 15.
So if that's about 56,
he make 15. He make 15.
Yeah, so if that's about 56 million, then you could trade for Jaylen Brown with that.
They wouldn't take that, but let's hypothetically if they did.
Just hypothetically, right? And then
you can turn and send DeJounte to
Minnesota for Naz Reid and Dante. You can do that. But
I'd do it.
Yeah, I'd do it too. Like, fuck it. Why not? Like, why not? But I don't know how. Like, this thing.
None of that.
So I say if I still hire Jabari from Houston, I think Jabari in a different system would be a very solid player. I mean, I think he's solid.
That's solid now, yeah.
But I don't like his new contract. I still would take him on the Pelicans, depending on like if they want to trade me Jabari for her. Like, yeah, let's do it. But
I think Julius Randle absolutely out of there, Minnesota.
I hope so, because what was the word they kept using, bro? Was it moody?
Yeah,
they kept saying,
you got to keep your emotions in check and shit like that. Some nights it's not gonna be your night.
Illuminati talking about your partner. Where, man, we need to pivot to that as well. We need to pivot to the Giannis trade, because some new reports came out today with Brett Siegel, friend of the show, also with a Bucks reporter everybody is saying this deal is done, which is crazy.
The Miami deal?
Yes, because watch this nigga end up going to Brooklyn. And we were like, what the fuck? like
fucking stupid 3-team deal.
Oh my God. Look, then the Lakers end up getting fucking somebody weird. You like,
Michael Porter Jr. end up in LA.
You like, how did that happen?
Luka, MPJ, and LeBron.
And Peyton Watson. You like, how did the math don't even work? They're like, hey, don't worry about it. Look, we're gonna run this quick conversion. When we come back on the other side of this, man, we're gonna talk about Giannis, Khalil Ware, Tyler Hero, Jaylen Brown, and how the Pelicans can be a part of this. Because I got a very important question for you, bro. Very important question. Yes, indeed, man. We got players. Shout out to Z. Shout out to the homie Chris working with him. Shout out to Jeremiah Fez putting in major work this offseason. Absolutely. I just saw a post he had. From what I was told, shout out to my partner. They didn't know who they are. They're like, we pretty much seen almost everybody in the gym. Bryce McGowan's doing his thing. People, they putting their work in, man. I'm happy to hear that. You
seen Eve's enough, you know what I mean?
Eve,
hopefully getting stronger.
Eve, I'm trying to on the show, Eve. I know you just celebrated your birthday. Come on the show, Eve. I need to holler at you, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Man, before we transition to the Giannis, I just want to say, dog, I thought this team could win 50 games last year. That's obviously was that. I don't even think it was a stretch, to be honest. I thought the West was open enough and weak enough, and how it played out.
40,
I thought you could.
I think 40 was reachable, honestly.
Definitely reachable. Side note, if these dudes, because we were talking about like internal growth earlier, though, if you could just get a couple things from these guys, like if Jordan Poole is gonna be in his role. Like, let's say they make no moves. If Jordan Poole is in his role off the bench,
what is his role?
6 man.
Okay.
Like that Jordan Crawford, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Like I said, similar to what he did in Golden State. Right, like spot start in case somebody out, something like that. I could see all of that. I think there'll be times where you could close games with him, depending on what's necessary. But if Trey can be Trey, Z can be Z, even if you start DeJounte, if we could just get fucking Carlo to shoot about 5 threes a game, Bryce to be healthy and play, and you have Sadiq Bey either starting with or Herb off the, however, even if Herb starting and Sadiq Bey off the bench and you play a center, like, just I think you could see a significant, like, the team with the same fucking players, though. You know how sometimes you see a team, they be like, "Oh, this is the same team as last year. Why they look completely different?" I truly believe that this team isn't as bad as they fucking looked last season.
I might really be sounding like a buster saying this. I might really do, but I find any roster or any version of this team with Herb on it, I think I'm gonna have a problem with it. Just because I'm afraid of that money that's about to kick in, dog. Like, I'm just afraid of it. Like even if like Lou Dort got a team option right now. Lou Dort was just unfucking playable, but he got a team option. And even when they talk about like the physicality and certain levels of toughness and things of that nature, like, I just don't feel like Herb checks that box. I'm not saying that he's not tough. I'm just saying, like, physically, there's just limitations that aren't, certain things just aren't in his wheelhouse. He's not about to really be out there just knocking motherfuckers off their spot and you know what I think I do believe this with Mosley. I do believe this with Mosley. Mosley is gonna give, let's say Herb starting, whatever, right? I think if you're not playing well, he is not going to continue to play you if you're not playing well. Or like I agree. So even if you say I'm starting Herb, right? I ain't mad with you starting Herb. Okay. But if Herb is not producing and or playing well, or is being outplayed by a Bryce or whoever, then I need you to do what you said you was gonna do. Like I've seen you do in Orlando. John Isaac was playing last year, and that motherfucker was playing so bad that he got sat down, and we seen him be a defensive monster. And for years now, they kind of wasn't really happy with Anthony Black and his progression, because he's the guy who was drafted to be that point guard, and it didn't really work out. It didn't pan out. I thought this was a good question from Nando, and we about to drop the line right after we talk about the Milwaukee news. We'll drop the line and get some people on. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Nando said we picked up Looney's option. How long before we can flip him? I think immediately, if I'm not mistaken. There's a deadline. There's a deadline to pick it up, and only thing is, if you don't pick it up, you could take back more money via trade. And I do think the Pelicans are in a position where they're in a position where they got to do some uneven trades and create more roster spots, especially because I keep bringing this person up. Shout out to DeAndre Jordan. If DeAndre Jordan wants to get 20 years, and I'm hoping it's like this. I'm hoping it's a 20-year thing where it's like, I sign, I get all my benefits, y'all cut me, and then I just become a coach. Like something like that.
Yeah. No, because, let me ask you this. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because I was literally about to talk about the roster spots too when you started talking about it. And shout out to this comment too. The Isaac is being heard replacement. Yeah. So listen, the word being out there, Isaac is possibly about to get released.
Yeah.
I think Jet Howard, who shout out to Mike, who was on that Orlando team. Bless you. Jet Howard, who was on that Orlando team, young guy, trying to find his foot and got some experience with Mosley. I think that's two players. Cheap.
Yeah.
Experience. You might, I don't know because again, Jet Howard hadn't necessarily panned out, but maybe those are two players. If you create Looney, DeAndre, right? That's two guys you could consider them bringing in. Again, the experience with Mosley, maybe get you some really cheap shooting. You know what I'm saying? That's two names to consider, especially if it might have not worked out for Jonathan Isaac in Orlando. But if you got Jonathan Isaac for $6 million, $5 million, $7 million, he make 15 right now. This motherfucker about to get cut.
Yeah, take his ass to the store with that. You getting these motherfucking $3 million, boy. You
getting that DeAndre money.
Yeah, bitch, you only playing no games. You getting league minimum. Now, I think if that dude is available, available as an on the court. That dude, when he plays, he's a fucking demon defensively. Like, he's a very intimidating defender when he plays.
So imagine, again, if you were able to get that guy in Herb's spot, you'd be like, all right. And I use 5 because again, that is a third of Herb's contract.
He also can rebound, rim defend. Now you run into the same
7
issue.
feet tall.
Yeah, you run into the same issue with shooting, but you get same defense, rim defense, putbacks, things of that nature. Like, to me, if Herb could rebound at a high level, the conversation is different. But since that's not the case, you fuck it.
And it's nice to have somebody out there that's 6'10". Also,
with a crazy he's
wingspan.
Dude, monster defensively. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
He has to give Zion a lot of problems historically.
And if you hypothetically, if you save the money, that's money you can allocate to a different player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, hypothetically speaking, let's say if Gillespie let's say Gillespie's making $12 million, and I was able to trade Phoenix Herb for Gillespie 1-for-1, and I could save that $3 million, give that $3 million to Colin. Now I pretty much just get that $3 million to Isaac. That's pretty much a 2-for-1. Yeah, and I'm filling up that roster spot with I'm adding defense because you get to a point. You even look at some of the people that they're working out. Shout out to Jaron Pierre, but he's the only offensive minded guy they've been working out. Everyone else has been two-way, undersized dog defender types, and you got Micah Peavy who you kind of reach for in the second round. It's bro,
so many of them you're gonna have.
The only thing with Isaac though is I don't know if Isaac and Mosley get along. There was a rumor that they kind of got into it, and Mosley kind of held Isaac out for the postseason. I don't know if it was a situation where Mosley was protecting him from himself or what, but that's the thing you always got to worry about with former players. Like, we know Anthony Black Sham God, but I don't know.
And again, we don't have to take a Isaac, another like that, but it's just more so and I think a lot of teams will probably take a cheap chance on Jonathan Isaac. But the thing about
the Lakers, think about somebody will sign that dude. Bro.
Yeah, the thing about the league. I know, see the question from Young Killer now is you could quickly be out of the league.
You could be healthy and be out of the league fast.
This shit could be over for you in a heartbeat, boy. Like
look at Montrezl Harrell.
Yes.
Montrezl Harrell was almost a 6 man of the year type guy.
He won 6 man of the year.
Won 6 man of the year, fucked off the money, then got caught allegedly with about two trash bags of weed. Now he in the big 3.
Yeah, done.
And then he was with the Lakers for a little while. But I think Isaac gonna end up going to the Lakers because that just makes look at PJ Tucker. But at least PJ was old. Montrezl was in his prime. Rashawn Holmes, he got waived by the Kings, I believe. The Wizards. Was it the Kings or the Wizards? I think it was the Wizards.
Man, overseas.
He just went overseas. You know what I'm saying? Inflation. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to. He said, I would take Isaac, Jen Howard, Goga Batate. I've come around to not being that interested in Goga.
I'm out.
I would like him as a rotational big, but if it costs me more than like a minimum $4 million,
listen, let me get Carlo minutes. Fuck that.
You know, let me ask you something because I'm gonna show this real quick, and then we gotta pivot to the
all right
the Giannis thing.
Giannis.
Because I'm gonna show you this. I'm about to drop the link also in a minute, y'all. Share screen. So looking at this, the Pelicans going into this offseason got potentially, if they decline Kevon Looney's option, which I think they will do. I will be shocked if they decline Carlo's option.
Yeah,
they'll have potentially 2 roster spots max, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you survey this roster, right, and you think about some of the guys you would like to take a chance on this offseason, how many roster spots do you think the Pelicans really need to improve? If they were, let's say they wanted to sign, let's say they wanted to address shooting and a big man, how many roster spots do you think they would need to really address those things via free agency?
Every time I go through keeping the roster together and improving it, I think you need at least 3. I see the Looney, the Jeremiah, like Looney and Jeremiah Fizz, you gotta turn into some
you mean Jordan Hawkins?
Jordan Hawkins, I'm sorry. Yeah, Looney and Jordan Hawkins, you gotta turn into something. The only reason people say 2 is because you're thinking about DeAndre Jordan on the roster. I'm looking at DeAndre and I understand, but like, if I could turn that $3 million again, if hypothetically, if Jonathan Isaac cost me, and I'm not even big on like Jonathan Isaac and what you've been seeing lately, right? Like I'm kind of off of the idea of it. But Jet Howard, for example, right? Let's take Jet Howard.
Is he a free agent this upcoming season?
I think it will be.
Okay.
I think it will be. But if somebody like that was available for $3 million, it's like, bro, they're going to be potentially more valuable for you than fuck Jet Howard. Dennis Jenkins.
They not letting Dennis Jenkins go.
Was playing like he was a 2-way that ended up playing like, no, I ain't saying that like
Christian Ball. Christian Ball. Look, I like Christian Ball a little bit, but that contract
need about 4 firsts to take that boy.
Yeah, I need at least a couple first. Just to hit you out, I need a couple first.
Yeah. But like if you turned like Dennis Jenkins was a 2-way who turned into a roster spot that they were able to play in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't
live it too.
Yes, and you can't. That's my only thing with like DeAndre, bro. Like, and I like DeAndre, and I'm not saying you don't need vets, but like even Plumlee, for example, for the Spurs, right? Kelly Olynyk for the Spurs. Like, no of them dudes don't play, but it's kind of like you could see the value. Hey, man, go in there and go knock that motherfucker down. Go send that message to them that come next game. Yeah. This is what we got going on. Like, I just personally believe that you need, for where we are, we don't have the luxury of having players that don't play.
And you know what's funny? You say that because I do think that the NBA as a whole is trending toward a depth league versus a star, like a superstar-driven league. Yes. And again, if these guys wasn't making this much money, the conversation becomes different. But when you look at like Poole, DeJounte, Herb, and Hawkins, because there's a lot of money for Hawkins. It's like, again, I feel like at least 3 of these 4 need to go. Yeah, as it pertains to Jordan Poole. If I could consolidate and turn these 3 players into 2, and now I got like 4 roster spots going into the season, that changes bringing DeAndre Jordan back. Maybe you bring him back on a non-guaranteed deal or what have you. But let's say he's back. Let's say you need him back for his mentorship and leadership. Let's say he does a great job with that. He's an enforcer. I still got positions of need. I still need shooting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hopefully I can address some of that with these trades. I still need, depth, and I still need probably another backup point guard. I just need some depth.
No, listen, I ain't gonna lie. My first realistic move, I'm trying to turn DeJounte and Hawkins into Ja. Right? That's a 2-for-1, create the roster spot.
Yes.
I'm hoping that Poole right? If I be like, listen, I just need some kind of shooting, I'm hoping Poole back in his normal role can get somewhat back to wherever he was, and then you might be able to take a chance on like a Kelly Oubre in the off season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those wings give you some size, some veteran presence to a degree, know how to play the game, man. No, you gotta
look. You know what's not the scary part, but the part that gets your hopes up a little bit. And look, for me, I don't doubt that Joe and Troy and Jordan, everybody, I don't doubt that they turning over every leaf and looking under every rock, because you got some teams like Mr. Hennessy mentioned before, you got some teams that need to shed salary, right?
Yes.
The Kings being one of them. Like, yo, we fucked. Like Denver, we kind of fucked. Like a couple teams need to shed salary. And if you're the Pelicans, you're like, I got all this expiring money right here. I ain't really got no bad contracts, yo. But to pivot, what do you think ultimately happens with Giannis? Do you think that deal expands to a 3-team deal? Like, does Hero really want to be the guy that they traded Giannis for? And Hero, his girlfriend, shout out to his girlfriend, beautiful young lady. She says she from Milwaukee, and whatever God got planned, that's what's gonna happen.
You know who else from Milwaukee? Looney and Jordan Poole.
Looney and Jordan Poole. In fact, they like Milwaukee Hall of Famers.
Yes, legends in Milwaukee.
Yes.
People would love to have them out there. So I don't know. Maybe we can redirect Hero here.
I wouldn't be opposed to Hero. Hero just always fucking hurt. Like, he's always hurt.
He a dog though.
He's a dog, but he fucking scrappy dude. When he does play, he's like, look, he a dog, but the dog don't always hunt.
I hear that. I ultimately, I think Giannis forces his. I think Giannis gets his. I think this will be one of the times where
what up, Dave?
He gets his way, because lately you've been seeing more of the stuff. Like Kevin Durant, they kind of forced his way everywhere that he wants to go.
Yeah, Kevin
so
Durant
I think, I will go to Phoenix. But he wanted to go to Brooklyn, he got to Brooklyn. He wanted to go to Phoenix, he got to Phoenix. He wanted to go to Houston, he got to Houston. So I think now, when you're like that level of player, and then Giannis got the extension coming up, I think Giannis is gonna get his way, and I think he'll end up in Miami, especially because Miami seems like the only team really willing to give the more exorbitant like stuff for him. The only caveat I'll say is if OKC just randomly decide like, fuck that, we want Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a team that just got everything. Like, if OKC decide to do anything, they can. So you always just gotta account for that.
Here's where it gets funny, right? Because hypothetically speaking, let's say it is OKC. Now OKC money so fucked up that it would take a lot of maneuvering for them, and they would have to start like today probably. For them to get Giannis. But and technically they've been eliminated. Trades can happen now, right? Oh, thank you, Dad. We appreciate you, fam. We appreciate your support, brother. Thank you, Dad. So to Jay Burke's question, and y'all, the link is in the chat. Matter of fact, I'm about to pin the link to the. Damn, it won't let me pin it, but the link is in the chat, y'all. That stream, y'all link, y'all can click on that to join. The question is, does Milwaukee give a fuck about that pick for 27? Because now with the flattened odds, with the tanking, it's like we might as well just go all out and lose every game possible. But here's the thing: you can't really do that because Adam Silver might be like, "Hold on,
I'm gonna punish you anyway."
So, but it's like that's why I
punish you for that 28 pick,
and that's where again I've been told that shit coming from Boston. That like New Orleans ain't really putting that low out. Joe, Troy, Jordan, everybody, they don't put
they
shit
keeping
out.
it on tuck. Everything on
they
tuck.
keeping it in. It's a very tight ship professional building, right? And all the snitches got fired. I'll tell you that for sure. Most of the snitches got fired.
The swap, there is no pick.
If you give them the swap back, the Pelicans don't have a pick. So because remember, ATL owns the lesser of that pick.
The lesser of it.
So
the only way you get both picks is if both picks in the lottery.
And here's the thing. Well,
you have a better chance.
You gotta land in the top 4.
Yes, you actually have a better chance and not, which is why I was like, initially I was like, fuck that pick, send it out. Based on how the old situation was, that's kind of where I was at. Like, send the pick.
Right.
With the new lottery system, because you get more benefits for trying to compete. No, the best spot to be is like number 11.
And that's the thing. That's why a lot of teams too are probably gonna like throw the play-in game. They gonna pull up Utah, I think.
Well, see, this the thing. Throwing the play-in game don't help. Like, because if you in that 7-8 game, you really screwed.
Oh no. I mean, far as like
trying to make the play-in.
No, let's say if you end up 13th. Let's say you lose the play-in game like Miami did, and you like 13th. You like. That's like, I think that's still a 16% chance of jumping. If I'm not mistaken,
I don't think it worked like that. I think how it works is like the teams that make the play-in, like just make the play-in in general.
Oh, I thought you had the advance.
It's like the 4 teams that make the play-in.
What's the number on their odds?
I had this.
Let me pull this up real quick.
Hold on, I kept the photo of it
for play-in teams.
So
I screenshot that shit.
The new odds, 2 10 seeds, right? Both of the 10 seeds got 5.4%.
Okay.
Both 9 seeds got 5.4. So 10s and 9s, both of them on both sides, 5.4%.
And that's the same as the bottom 4 teams, correct?
What you mean?
That's the same as like the worst team in the NBA. They share 5% as well.
Though, yes, the worst teams are the bottom 3 teams, 5.4%.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
And then the 7 and 8 seed, 2.7%.
So what teams get 16%?
The teams that's in the middle. So like if you not how it's been like the worst 3 teams in the league.
Yeah.
If you from like 4 to 11, you got an 8.1% chance.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I'm saying 16, but 8. But that's the thing. If you end up 11, if you 11th, you're out the play-in.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the best spot to be.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, but if you lose the first play-in game, wouldn't you drop out anyway? It's still be. Oh, you were still. Oh,
because you made the play-in.
There's gonna be a lot of teams that's like.
So that's why I said. That's why to me it was like, okay, if for the Pelicans this year actually, like it works in your favor to keep the picks because you might not. You can try your best. You might not be good enough to make the play-in. But you're not bad enough to be a bottom 3 team. So if you end up where they ended up last year, is like the 11 seed, right? Like you don't make the play-in at all. There's it's like an 8.1% chance. I think if you added it up, that's why people when they added it up, it was like 78% chance or something like that.
It is crazy
from four all the way to like. Because the lottery is more teams now too. I think
it expanded to like 16. Yes.
So 16, 15, 16, 15, 14, 13, 16, 15, 14, and 13 are all like the play-in teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, because 4 teams will lose. 8 teams get in, 4 teams lose. So those 4 teams don't make it in. So anything from 4 all the way to I think 16. It's 12.
No, the 12.
4 to 12. I think you looking at like we got a really good shot of jumping.
Then depending on what Milwaukee receives and what they decide to do, you're talking about potentially doubling your odds. Like you know, now under the old odds, if they just bottomed out and you bottomed out, then you be like, oh, now we really doubling the odds. And one thing that's also going to impact this is that, you know, certain teams can have multiple years and, what's the top 5 or what have you. That's why what happened with Memphis. No, I'm sorry, what happened with Utah kind of ruined Memphis because now their pick can only be as high as
6. It encourages middle of the pack. That's exactly what happens. Middle of the pack teams will be rewarded. It's just because of the lot. Again, anything can happen.
Right.
But middle of the pack teams are going to have better opportunities to go up in the draft.
Yo, we got the homie Cullen in the building, man. Make sure you check Cullen's his show out. And I know he's been asking about Jaylen Green and Royce O'Neal. I know you're a fan of Jaylen Green as well. We got Cullen coming on. Cullen, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing well, good, Cullen, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Cullen, tell the people where they can find your show at, bro.
On Instagram and YouTube and X, it's called Jock Talk 504.
Okay, shout out. We got some new sports local media popping.
Absolutely. Me and Cullen got some stuff in the works. Probably talking about doing an episode. I'll be featuring on Jock Talk. What is it? Tuesday we working on. So
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday coming up. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yes, indeed. So Cullen, you're asking about Jaylen Green. So you asking about Royce O'Neal. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on Jaylen Green? Like, how do you feel about him as a player? And some people question, the lack of efficiency, but what makes you interested in acquiring a player like that?
When he was healthy this year, he showed a lot of flashes. Definitely when they made the playoffs and in the play-in tournament, he did really good.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and he's young. He's 24, and DeJounte Murray's 29. So, and I think he still has room to grow. And I heard that Jaylen Green Troy Weaver wanted Jaylen Green as the number 1 pick, but the office said no. And they're really close.
Oh, that year with Cade Cunningham. And Jaylen Green. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. The reporting was that they had to force Troy to take Cade Cunningham. So
what's sad? The first couple of years, it looked like Troy's right. Because Cade struggled a bit out the gates, and Jaylen, he had a stretch of time when Cade was still playing bad. Jaylen had excelled a bit. Are you concerned about Jaylen potentially needing an extension?
No.
Okay. What does an extension look like to you hypothetically? You give him a full 4-year extension?
Depends how he does.
Okay.
Maybe a 3-year extension if that's possible.
He got 2 years left on his deal.
If I'm not mistaken,
I think it's 2 years left.
He might have one.
$33 million a year.
Let's see here. So Jaylen Green, Phoenix has this year at 36. This upcoming season at 36. Last year was 33, and the following year it decreases to even 36, and that's a player option. So he's probably gonna get that money as well. So basically, you would be in another Jordan Poole type situation. In fact, Jordan Poole for Jaylen Green will be eerily similar to what you did with CJ, as far as all right, we'll go ahead and trade this expiring and take a gamble on a 2-year guy at the same position. Go ahead.
Would you do? Oh, that's an interesting question. I didn't even think to ask that. Would you do? I don't think they would do this. Cullen, would y'all, both of y'all, I guess, would y'all do? Because I'm moving DeJounte. Would you move Poole expiring for the long-term deal of Jaylen? And just, because then now you're talking about partnering Jaylen up with Trey and Z for a longer situation. But what do y'all think of that?
Ooh, I don't really know. But you know what I would do?
What's that?
I trade DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones to Phoenix and give me Jaylen Green and Dylan Brooks.
I would love to get Dylan Brooks on this team. Now, honestly, if you could get, I think that would symbol, to me, I think that's symboling
that's a Herb Jones.
It's kind of, I think Booker, I think that symbolizes the Booker era. And then, but if they were willing to do that, and make that pivot, I think Dylan Brooks just embodies everything they talking about in the press conference. Dude is just a winner, culture changer, culture setter. I would be hesitant to do Poole for Green just because of the extra year. Because now if it go bad, I'm in the same position I was just in. Yeah, I say nothing lost, but extra $2 million on the books. If I could do, the only way I would do it is if it was Man, if he is young, but like I have to account for it not working out. But
okay.
I would do if it was like if I could do Poole and Hawkins, right? For Green, that's an extra $5 million though. If I'll probably take back a minimum guy, something along those lines. If I could do that, because at least it would, if I could create at least an extra $3 million, $4 million to go out and give me a little more luxury tax room, then I would really be open to doing it. I just worry about carryover money if things go wrong. Now, Jaylen Green been healthy up until this season. He just is super inefficient. Like, he's unbelievably inefficient, but he's so talented. It's tough. It's tough.
Cullen, let me ask you a question. If you had one person that you could bring in out of all of the names that's been floating out, people floated out Jaylen Brown and Jalen Green and Ja Morant and Sabonis. Who's the one player that you think the team need to get above anybody? And like you could move whoever you need to move to make that deal happen and make the team better. Who's the one player that you think this team needs?
I only get one player. One player.
We need a lot. You get a deal for one player, a realistic player too. Like, can't be fucking Luka.
Everybody you named was pretty realistic.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Austin Reeves in a sign and trade, but I don't know. I don't want him. I do like Jaylen Brown a lot. He would bring a lot to the team, and he would I think he would go at another level up with Jamal Mosley because he's a defensive coach. So the defense would be improved, and the fit with Zion would be great. If we keep Zion with Jaylen Brown, that'd be really cool to happen.
Let me ask you a question. I didn't even think about this until you said it. I know people all talk about what's the coach for Boston?
Jim
Mazzulla. People talk about Mazzulla as a genius, right? Mad scientist or whatever. Is it possible? Because he's had phenomenal rosters
until this year.
And Jaylen Green was incredible. But even still, his roster, people thought they were taking a gap year, but they still only made it to the first round and then lost at the end of the day.
True.
Do you think it is possible that Jamal Mosley could possibly be a better coach than Joe Mazzulla and would possibly, like you said, could be able to extract more out of a Jaylen Brown than Joe Mazzulla?
Yes.
I know that's an interesting concept, but again, Joe Mazzulla then had. We saw before that with a worse team. We saw Ime go to the finals with the same team.
Yeah,
and he didn't have Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis at the time. Since then, what has Joe done?
Well, now Tatum got hurt in the last postseason, so they won a round. He got hurt. Drew Holiday was abysmal.
They were losing in that playoff.
Yeah, they were losing anyway.
Got hurt.
I don't even think Jaylen Brown played that well, but see, here's the thing, and this goes back to Joe Dumars. This goes back to Mazzulla, Ime. Almost counts. Yeah, Ime almost won. He made it to the finals, but no cigar.
Didn't
Joe
win.
Dumars got rings, right? So no matter how we feel about him as an executive, like how people try to down him, it's like in Detroit, I have rings as a player. I got rings as an executive. I got rings, I got finals appearances, etc. Mazzulla, whether he a genius or not, he got the ring. He got it done. Okay. And so you gotta respect it at that level. I don't know what another level, because if Jaylen Brown had another level, now we're talking about something totally different.
I'm just saying. Because
I'm like, damn, what else could he do? I don't know what else he could do.
I don't know, but like if maybe he could be, again, Jaylen Brown said, on his point, man, look, I really like what we had this year. And Tatum coming back, and again, you gotta let Tatum come back.
Yeah, Tatum disrupted things a bit.
Cullen, do you think Tatum coming back hindered hindered what Jaylen Brown was able to do this season, or like would you have liked to see him maybe be able to see how far he could go with that team on his own?
I think Jaylen Brown wants to be a star of his team, and I don't think he liked Jason Tatum coming back so fast. I think he wanted to see if how far he could take him in the playoffs just by himself.
I think we probably would have saw a different version of Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Again, all of the offense, like all the responsibility was on him.
And what if?
Go ahead.
My fault. What if Jaylen Brown was the most dominant on the court and Jason Tatum wasn't there, and they put Jason Tatum on the trade blocks?
I'm calling for Jason Tatum.
Oh yeah, To me, I'm
either one of them.
Either one of the Jays. I think again, maybe Jason is just a little more digestible in Boston as far as his temperament. And Jaylen's been pretty outspoken for years now, and he's tired of his name being in trade rumors, as he's previously stated. But man, Colin, we appreciate you coming on, bro. Tell the people where they can find you, bro.
Jock Talk 504 on YouTube and Instagram.
Make sure can you post a link in the chat for us, Colin, so the people can go subscribe. Make sure y'all check out Colin's show. Subscribe and follow on Instagram, man. Colin's a future GM, broadcaster, man, doing big things. And hey, he's starting here with us. He's starting here with us. So shout out to Cullen, man. And I'm gonna be looking forward to you and L show, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. Yo, we got another special guest, my dog Chris. Me and Chris have done some work together before. You know, Chris been trying to stall out Brandon Ingram, so y'all give him some credit. He in Canada, so he's fighting his own people to save Jaylen. to save Brandon Ingram.
I gotta be shout out to him too. Congratulations.
I gotta bring Chris all right. Chris is sat down with the rated R superstar edge. Chris,
what's going on, fellas?
Let's go.
3-man weave.
Chris, tell the people, because they know you, of course, from the Pelicans debrief and writing those incredible articles. But tell the people what else you've been working on recently, and you had some big news today as well.
Yeah, so I took another gig with Fansided. I'm covering the hometown team, the Raps now. So I'm doing some Raptors work for them. I'm keeping up with the Pelican stuff. I got to keep that going. I mean, that's second family at this point now. Like I'm fully into Pelicans Nation. But yeah, doing that, some Lakers work too for Fansided. I just picked up. I haven't published anything yet, but I'm doing some WNBA work for them now too.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations, man.
Yeah, we're good though. I mean, I would love to throw in my opinion on the whole Jaylen Brown conversation.
Oh, we love to hear it. And also, but before you do so, now that if I'm not trying to bribe you or anything, but if you could be a little bit of a double agent, and maybe we can get this Jordan Hawkins for Grady Dick trade in motion. I've been trying to work on it, but go ahead, bro. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Jaylen Brown.
My thing with Jaylen is just like, when have the Pelicans ever had a chance to have a player like him? And I don't know how real the chance is, but like even going back to Chris Paul's a phenomenal player. He's going to retire top 50 all time, in my opinion, but they've never had a scorer like this. Maybe AD, maybe Boogie, but
maybe Boogie's the closest.
Not from the wing position.
Yeah, not on the perimeter. Jamal Mashburn, but nowhere near.
Yeah. Like before this, Peja was the biggest free agent signing in franchise history, right? So like this team needs someone like that who can just straight up put the ball in the bucket and just. He was my MVP for the entire season until Tatum came back, right? So
me too.
It's just a dynamic, special player, and I love Trey. I've been pushing the trading Trey agenda a little bit recently, and I had some mixed reviews, but I don't know. I see an opportunity there. I feel like Joe's really got to explore that.
Let me ask you this: is there an avenue, do you think, to get Jaylen Brown without attaching Trey?
I don't think.
I think Chris froze.
No, he's there.
Oh, you good? Oh, okay. There you go.
I don't think Brad Stevens is a Zion guy, so I don't really think so. It would have to be something, I guess, in a way where they were getting involved with Milwaukee and Giannis was going there. If that was going to be the case, like Giannis was going to Boston, and then. But I don't think so. I think Trey Murphy is like a Brad Stevens dream. Just a long wing who can shoot the 3-ball, defend, create his own shot.
No.
I think he complements Tatum better than Brown does, if I'm being honest, too.
Let me ask you this.
So he stay out his way.
Yeah, I think so. But now Tatum has hit some big shots, including last postseason. But I really do like their Batman Robin dynamic, or even Batman and Batman dynamic, because both, like, you go back to that Jaylen Brown series versus Indiana, this dude was phenomenal. But sometimes, when Jaylen won that Eastern Conference MVP, Tatum was kind of like,
he's salty. He was ready to walk. Listen, bro, like real shit. Let me interject, dog. Right there. I personally don't believe Jaylen Brown deserved that Eastern Conference award.
Who deserved it?
Over Tatum. Tatum. I don't think this was the finals. I don't think it was the finals. But the Eastern Conference MVP award, dog, Tatum led the team in all of the stats.
I would have given it to Marcus Smart personally, but
I think he led him in like points, rebounds, assists. He was defending. He was, bro.
Just
Tatum
like he was awesome. Tatum always awesome, right? But all the big moments came from Jaylen Brown, like chase down blocks.
Had one.
No, he had a couple. Chase down blocks, corner, go ahead three. He just had all the big moments. But that to say, I think that team is clearly Jason Tatum's team. Like an organization wants it to be that way. But so hypothetically speaking, do you think? Because I don't think the Pelicans would, offer an insane amount of draft capital, but would you what does the trade look like to you? Like that's what I'm really getting at.
Yeah, so I got something on deck for tomorrow, talking about Sam Hauser and how he would kind of be like, if I'm trading for Jaylen Brown and I'm trading Trey, I need Sam Hauser back. Like I think we're looking at, and I do think if you look at the Celtics, you look at their roster makeup, and the weakness is the center position. I think a non-negotiable for them is probably they need Eves. Like they do.
You think they don't like Kata?
They do, but I mean the playoffs, they just need bodies, because if they're gonna do the whole win by committee thing, they just need bodies to throw at people. I mean, I was watching that series and they're throwing Luka Garza out in a game 7 against them.
They started.
That was
I think didn't like only 2 of the starters score.
Yeah, 3 of them. And the guys had never played minutes together in the 5-man unit ever. Ever. Can we wait? Not to get sidetracked, but can we talk about how Kenny Atkinson is getting all the flames for the analytically stuff? Like for saying that analytically we lost the series. Joe has been doing that for his entire time as the Celtics head coach.
You know what I think it is, though? I think Kenny, I think
Kenny leaned on it a little too much.
Well, I think Joe, the things Joe said the post game is kind of just like, wow. Like when the royal family came, he was like, "You mean Jesus married Joe?" Like he's just like people just like, all right, let's not fuck with Joe, right? Let's leave Joe Mazzulla alone. But it was such an absurd thing for Kenny to say after losing the lead like that. Like, yeah, you know what? Analytically, it's like no, bro, you're about to get swept.
To be down 3-0. He was like, we've won 2 of the games.
Yeah, it's like, brother, like, no. And I think because they had such a terrible postseason, this East series was just worse than the last.
That team's a disaster. I would call on Donovan Mitchell. I'll put that out there. I would totally call on Donovan Mitchell.
I was disappointed in that team, honestly, because I thought Mobley was going to take the next step, and
my thought on why he's taking such a beating also is that I think you saw him not adjust because of the analytics. You know what I mean? Like he was too reliant upon the numbers and how they were going to play out, as opposed to in real time we watching James Harden getting fucking pushed in the one-on-ones. Yeah. Like you need to go double that. You need to go double or do something to like help me, please. And he just stood by and kept rolling out the same shit.
And I think also his loss.
The fouling thing was like when Mike Brown started playing them with the foul game, and you continue to put your team at a disadvantage with that, I think those two things just really like it's hard to come back from those.
I just think he's had so many embarrassing losses.
Yeah,
like even going back to Indiana, what was it when Donovan Mitchell had damn near 70 points almost? It was like, bro, how do you blow this lead in this situation? On paper, you've been a superior team in almost every series, aside from the Knicks series, and it's a dogfight every single series. No Brandon Ingram, no Emmanuel Quickly, Jakob Poeltl, whatever. Scotty Barnes gets banged up, and you're just in a knockdown, drag out series. And then you do the same thing in Detroit. You pull that one out, but if Duncan Robinson plays in that series, then if he doesn't get injured and misses like,
or if Jalen Duren was just Jalen Duren, like I know
that
is like to say, but
Jalen Duren is decent.
I thought that I ain't gonna lie, the way Detroit started the series, I thought they were gonna sweep Cleveland.
I did too. Yeah.
Honestly, I thought Detroit was gonna lose from the beginning.
Detroit?
I thought Detroit was gonna lose because I feel like Jamal Mosley exposed them. I feel like he just showed that, oh wait, y'all don't have another on-ball creator. So if I just let Cade do everything, yeah, sure, he might go off, but nobody else can really do anything. And I think certain teams, like for me, if I was guarding Jokic, playing against Denver, my thing was like, okay, I'm just gonna shut down everybody else. Jokic, go ahead. Because I know that's not how you want to play. So if Jokic is taking 30 shots a game, 28 shots a game, I know he's not gonna play any defense. He's gonna be exhausted. And by the end of that Cavs series, man, Cade was done.
Chris,
tired, yeah.
Chris, let me ask you a question. If you listen to Joe talk, you listen to Mosley talk, they talk a lot about toughness and physicality, right? Me and you both went into, we just was talking about the Cleveland-Detroit series, talking about how, okay, if the reason I picked Detroit, I was just like, bro, I watched Cleveland against a physical Toronto team almost losing 7 games. I thought Detroit was maybe a little more talented and as physical and ended up losing. Is the series we watched with Cleveland and Detroit play out, is that the indication that just like it shows that you got to be physical, but being physical is not enough to win at like the highest levels?
Yeah, I think you're right in the sense that like I look at what Joe's saying, and I think Joe still thinks he's in 1990 with the bad boys, and he's going around and he's got Lambeer in the paint just whacking dudes and Mahorn whacking dudes. But I think with Mosley, the toughness is just more about defense. Like my favorite thing about this hire, and this is something I wanted to mention, my favorite thing about this hire is if you look at those Magic teams, you guys were talking about Jonathan Isaac earlier, outside of maybe Jalen Suggs, who when he came into the league wasn't known as a defensive player. He was supposed to be a freak athlete, scoring guard. Those like that team doesn't have defenders. They just had length. They had size. They had a ton of wings. That's what the Pelicans have.
Really good point.
And I find like he never like Mosley isn't like a defensive genius. He's never out scheming anyone, but he's on the sidelines in a stance with the guys like a 6 man clapping and being loud and just getting guys to guard. Like Wendell Carter Jr. isn't a great rim protector. No. But he went in a 7-game series and was the best defensive big on the court the entire series. So I just think the toughness thing is just more about just everyone can defend. You just have to be willing to just put your body on the line, be physical, and muck things up. And I think that's my favorite part about the Mosley hire. And I'm not saying he's going to unlock Zion defensively because I don't even want that. I want Zion to just he gets the easiest matchup and then he gets the ball when he comes up the court and we're going to run something for him because when Zion having the lowest usage of his career last season was absolutely ridiculous. There was no reason for that. And like lowest usage by a major margin. Like, it's just, thank God the Borrego era is over.
Yeah, thank God. I feel like my prayer has been answered. You know, when I look at one thing I will say from a guy like Suggs, especially, or even with Jonathan Isaac, it's just like there was just such an intimidation factor with Suggs, because Suggs was not afraid to hurt you.
No,
he would dive into your knee. He would do. Suggs was a dirty player.
Yeah,
he's a dirty player.
Yeah.
And Isaac, when he was playing, that dude was just an intimidating, physical guy. Like for us, his wingspan, when he like his ability to finish at the rim, dunking, rim protection. And I think one thing with the Pelicans that they seem to lack currently is that you got to have someone that you hope Michael Peavy becomes. It's like I need you to be able to go out there and maul the other player if it comes to that. But I also need someone that they can't just hide their weakest defender on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and far as rim protection, you might have to import that. I think Eve Macy, I wouldn't say he's necessarily a rim protector. He can get blocks, but he's not necessarily a rim protector at this point. That's why they brought in Kevon Looney. But you know, I think they have some avenues to doing that. I just think the Pelicans got to get stronger physically.
Yeah,
and
they need a center like this. You give this team with the exact same roster, in my opinion, a quality NBA center. Yeah, things look a lot different next year. You get a healthy DeJounte. Like I want to see them make something big happen because I want it to be great for the content, but also like it would be fun to see. But I just think this team needs a center. Like that's my number one thing right now.
So with that being said, let me ask you this question, Chris. Would you let's say Jaylen Brown is off the table, right? And I think I asked you this. Who do you think would be more valuable to add to this roster? If they said we got two deals on the table, one is for Sabonis and the other one is for Ja, which one do you think would like help moving forward?
Like I would do most. I'm not a big like I'm not like you guys. I know you guys really like the Ja Morant trade. I'm not huge on that, but out of the two, I would 100% go with Ja. I just think the upside there is just like if he gets back to what he was doing, like this team's a top 5 seed in a year. You know what I mean? And with a guy like Ja, he puts so much pressure on the rim. You don't even really need like you still need the rim protector on the back end, but from an offensive standpoint, you don't really. Like you don't need a center to really hold down the paint offensively and crash the glass because Ja and Zion are going to put enough pressure on the rim. So I would, and the price point for Ja is just ridiculous. Like we're talking Jordan Hawkins, DeJounte in a second. Like it does seem like a no brainer if that's realistic.
I think I do think the second was a bit optimistic. I saw that report out there. I thought that was a bit optimistic.
I think you could do it for like a protected first.
Probably protected first, or maybe just one future first or something along those lines, right? Or maybe you take back KCP's contract and maybe give him one first. But I think the reason why I like the Ja deal and also Sabonis, because I think you're talking about at most 2.5, 2 first and maybe a protected third first going out. I think you can get each one of those guys for one first at this stage. But the reason I like Ja specifically is because it just adds a crazy attitude factor. So where like the Pelicans, some guys might have more of this factor or off the court, or they like fake have it on the court. Ja is crazy all the time.
Yeah.
Like you need
Team Morant courtside in the blender, bro.
Ooh, you kind of just need like shout out to Joe. Joe said, "Look, you don't need to be a choir boy, but you gotta show up and play." And that's the thing with Ja. Is like, well, if Ja was playing, less of his off the court things would be a factor, even though the off the court shit is crazy. But even people like, well, Josh not the same Ja. Like, well, you aren't seeing him for long stretches at a time the way he's building up rhythm because he's always in and out the lineup. For Sabonis, it's like
there's a way you could do both.
In fact, the first offseason we put together was both. And I think you check a lot of boxes there. Now you still need shooting, of course, but you check a lot of boxes there.
I think Sabonis is adding that. Like he over the last couple of years, he's added the shot. I feel like by year 2 of if he was in New Orleans, like he would be a borderline full-blown stretch big because he has great touch, and it's just feels like a natural progression as he gets older that he's not banging as much in the post and he's just outside just.
And he's a great passer also. So you'd always have a guy that you could play through as far as like an offensive hub, similar to what Derek Queen does. So if you did hypothetically install, if you hypothetically install an offensive set or system that ran through the big, you would have something that like you wouldn't have to completely change the way you play because Sabonis plays a lot on the perimeter, similar to DQ playing a lot on the perimeter. Like I think you would have like a similar transition.
You so much.
Yeah,
no,
bro.
who would you guys take with the 8th overall pick if you had it right now? And you didn't have
Mara probably.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Mara.
Yeah.
No doubt
I just
about
don't think you could pass on the idea of adding like a 7-3 defensive big rebounder. As much as we need a center, ideally, like
I'd probably take him at 5, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I just think once it gets to after 4, it's just really combo guard heavy, and it's all about. I don't know how many of those guys actually set from Fleming and A-Cup. And I don't know how
going to be the best one. Mark my words.
Which one you said?
Phylon. Phylon is going to be
okay.
He will. Yeah, he's going to be somewhere between a borderline Shea type and a Tyrese Maxey, like in that in there. Like I've never been more high on a guard prospect than him in my entire time of looking at and evaluating talent.
I want to get your thoughts on this, Chris. For one, well, 2 things, right? Because I remember during the exit interviews when Joe was asked about rebounding. Because in my opinion, I think the Pelicans need defensive rebounding more than even rim protection. Because I think that'll just elevate your defense.
Close out possessions,
Yeah. So he said if the Pelicans have an opportunity to get a rebounder, we have to go get them. This is what Joe said, right? Now, here's what else Joe said. Now, this was a couple years ago, but things haven't changed that much in the last 2 years. It's a couple years ago, but Joe also said this on ESPN First Take: ignore Stephen A. Smith's Blazer.
You look at today's game. What are the components that you believe a team absolutely has to have in order to win a championship?
I think there are shooters, and then I think there are scorers. I think you got to score in this league, whether it be shooting the 3 or getting to the paint. I think that's you got to keep that scoreboard moving, Stephen. You can't get stuck on 80 points and think you're going to get stops and win the game. So you got to figure out a way to keep that scoreboard moving.
Look, and this is from a 3-time champion. How I interpret what he's saying is that, look, I can get some cool players to be defenders. I can get you to be a solid defender, because that's to Jamal Mosley's point. There's a difference between want and can't. Because if you really want to do it and you just can't, that's different. But if you just don't want to do it, then I can't do nothing with you. So I think you could get enough buy-in, defensive buy-in from certain types of guys to where you could be a solid defense. But only so many people can get a triple-double like consistently like Sabonis has and be a monster offensively like Ja has. Like, it's only so many guys can do that. But what do you take away from those comments as it relates to team building?
I mean, that guy needs to go out and get Tyler Hero. Talk about buckets. I would get rid of that Milwaukee Bucks first round.
Oh, you did tell me that before. For Tyler Hero?
And Jordan Poole for Tyler Hero immediately.
You got to
wait. You would give the pickup just for Poole? I mean, just for Hero?
Probably.
You wouldn't get way out of that?
Yeah, we could finesse where that would be great, but I think they need a bucket. They just need put him on the 2-guard spot next to Jeremiah and just let him go.
I will say this. I believe
that might be an overpay, but either way, I think they need like a Tyler Hero. They need a scorer.
I would like Tyler Hero.
I think Tyler is better than Trey right now for sure. Like, I don't think that's a question.
Yep.
I think
Trey's more versatile, but I think Tyler's a better player. Yeah.
I think Tyler on ball is cold. Yeah. Like look at what he did in the play-in. I think he had like 9 rebounds as well. Now defensively, he a little light in the pads.
Yeah.
Gonna get killed. But again, you just gotta be not awful. You just gotta be not awful if you're Tyler Hero. Scoring, I think he's a fringe all-star. Like, the talent is absolutely there.
That year he had the ball in his hands. He was an all-star. So like
he could just stay on the court. And that's the issue with him for me.
Wait, so you guys mentioned though, like keeping Jordan Poole, and that's not really something I've overly thought about, but I actually feel like that would make a ton of sense if you were to trade DeJounte, because I feel like Jordan, he could either get up his value, or if not, you get to the deadline and it's way easier for a team to take $34 million on for like 4 months and then just be done with it.
Yeah.
I agree. My thought also with going into because I think my priorities going into the season of like players to move. I don't think Jordan Poole, because he's an expiring to them, I don't think he's just like a highest priority for them to have to move.
Right.
Also, I think Poole is kind of like set what his role would be to a degree. It's kind of like, he's coming off the bench. He's not really in the way of Fizz. Yep. It's not really like, you know what I mean? He's not really fighting for the starting role as of right now or something like that. So I think if you could get Poole more in his comfort zone, get him, I think he'll actually, from a actual play on the court perspective, could give you some of what like they thought, for example, Mosley had when he had Cole Anthony, who wasn't really a great defender, was coming in kind of to be that microwave for them. You saw Clarkson for years in Utah, and like I think it just gives you that added punch off the bench that realistically that like we need and we haven't had when Sadiq Bey went to the starting line. We haven't really had a scoring punch like that off of the bench.
To add to that too, he'd be in the last year of his deal, and like you guys were talking about earlier, I can't remember who it was you were talking about being out of the Jonathan Isaac being out of the league. Like Jordan Poole doesn't get his stuff together, he's gonna be straight up out of the league. So or like borderline.
I don't think he's out of the league, but Chaz, let me pass this question to you.
Go ahead.
What would a JP extension look like?
Maybe at this stage, because I have talked to a couple of his people. At this stage, you're talking about maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe at best like 360. I would imagine. But the thing I'd say
360
Xbox
3 years, 60 million.
Oh, 3 for 60.
Yeah. But one thing I will say about Jordan. Oh, shout out to Ed in the building. Shout out to Savage also. Oh, Kyrie, my guy. Yo, and I had a question for you. Also, Chris, one of the people at
the Henry Vaser.
Yes. I'm not very familiar with him at this point. And also, I've heard Jordan is an incredibly professional guy dealing with the PMPs and all that. Now, I'd be lying if I said I cared about that at a very high level. That I want you to play well and win. But to Alvin's point, Jordan is like number 4 on my list of people I'm trying to get rid of.
Right.
Like, because ultimately it could just fall off the books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clean the slate too for him. Just give him a fresh start because I was when they traded for him, I was like, we're set. Like he's coming off a career year. He was shooting 9 threes a game and top 5 in the league in 3-point percentage. Like just ridiculous stuff. And people were going to be like, well, it was in Washington. He was tank commander. Not really. Like he was leading a young group of guys, like kind of doing what they're trying to get Zion to do with this team. And he was doing it over there and doing it like in a great way. So, you know what? If they could trade DeJounte and do something with that and keep Jordan, I don't hate that because DeJounte is gonna have more value too, right? So,
I think what's funny. I actually think Poole would have more value,
really,
because DeJounte has that extra year, and that was always the issue with CJ McCollum as well. It's like because when he signed his extension, I think now this is a rumor that the team was kind of advocating for I think it was 2 years, and he was like, "Nah, I need that 3rd year." And ultimately, it's like, well, damn, now it's hard to trade a guy with 2 years left versus trading a guy with that 1 year left. Now, with DeJounte, it's a player option. Maybe he agrees on a long-term extension with whoever he's traded, something along those lines. I know he's not going to turn that money down, but it's tough. The roster construction gets a little funky, but they have a ton of avenues to go make things happen. Again, my list of priorities is Herb, because he's.
Can we talk about Herb? Because
before we talk about Herb, let me pitch a fun idea to y'all real quick.
Go ahead.
I like this, man. I would have set up the proper webcam. I'm out here on my HD. You set that up. Give me a sec. I'm listening.
Listen, I want to pitch this idea. Right, we already talked about DeJounte and Hawk for Ja. Right, so let's say DeJounte and Hawk.
Right.
And a future pick for Ja. Right. They're trying send it in. That's done. So Ja created a roster spot. Right. because 2 for 1 created a roster spot. I don't know how much money we got in right now, but let's say we created the roster spot.
Wait, say that again.
I said DeJounte and Hulk
for Ja. That'll get you to 39 million. So now, if you waive Looney, you should have 9 to 12 million. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so then we got Poole and Herb for Sabonis.
Right.
That worked. Money worked. Poole made 34.
Herb make 15.
So we had 49. Sabonis make 45.
So now you save. Now you got pretty much, you're near the non-tax MLE at this point.
So we had somewhere around like 16 mil, something like that.
And if you're in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. You're not getting this type of coverage nowhere else. We going through every scenario. We got special guests popping up. We got esteemed writers. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing it big. But go ahead.
So check it out. So we got we then created 2 roster spots.
Right.
We created 2 roster spots, and we then added Ja and Sabonis. Okay. And we then created some flexibility to go get in the cap. So this is what your starting lineup looked like so far under that. Ja, Z, Trey. You could throw in Queen if you want, but Ja, Z, Trey. Ja, Z, Trey, Missy, and Sabonis.
Ja, Z, Trey, Missy, and Sabonis.
You could do either Missy, Sabonis. You could do Sadiq Bey, Sabonis.
Honestly, I probably would only start Sabonis in that situation. And if I was going small ball, well, not small ball, I would have, that would be more my default lineup, and I would have to have a low usage catch and shoot guy out there.
Bryce, put in Bryce.
Yeah, it'd probably be Bryce. It'd probably have to be Bryce, and I would be like,
you start Bryce in the starting lineuth.
If
I think Bryce should start.
It's currently constructed, yes, because he's low usage, catch and shoot guy, athletic, and attack the boards. And now I'm like, yo, rim defense. We just got to close our possessions. We just got to be solid on the perimeter, close our possessions with rebounds. No one. Thing about Sabonis is he can't stop nobody, but nobody can stop him. He fooled in the pick and roll, but nobody can stop him.
He dominate the rebounder. No, you have JV level rebound.
15 rebounds per game right there.
Yeah, led the league in rebounding several times. The only thing is, again, I need multiple shooters so that people can't shut down corner Trey and just stick to him. Like I need multiple shooters.
I'll tell you though, Bryce McGowan's like he is the perfect like 5th starter for whatever situation the Pelicans enter next year with, in my opinion, at least. Like just the ability to just and Antonio Daniels used to say this like every time he was on the court, but he was like he just knows how to pick his spots and doesn't get in the star's way. He's the perfect role player, and like I feel that. Like I think,
and he defends.
He defends. He shoots. He has size at the guard position. He can handle the ball.
Some good athleticism.
And I know some people are probably like, shout out to Color. I know you're speaking about Sadiq Bey. Thing is, Sadiq Bey is like a higher usage guy, kind of a little bit of a ball stopper. But if you got him with the second unit, he's an animal. Like Sadiq Bey on
6 man a year right there.
Yeah, Sadiq Bey, he would really be in the running for 6 man a year.
So now look, your second unit has more balance. Your second unit with that scenario, Fears, Carlo, Queen, Sadiq, and Eves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I would even have Eve as like a co-starter, really, like depending on matchup dependent certain things. Yeah, but man, I like that,
bro. You got more flexibility, and we created 4 roster spots, right? So now you could go. We could possibly
got minimum contracts you can give out.
We got minimum contracts we could target.
We
could possibly throw the money at Gillespie if we really wanted to go out and try and get the shooter. Probably could offer him, I don't know.
It would depend. It would depend because
would they be over an apron with that trade?
Because hold on, let me see. Because when I did it, because the first apron is just above the luxury tax. So with that trade, if I'm not mistaken,
we had cut the cost with the
you would be right around the non-tax MLE. So in theory, if I'm not mistaken, you could like offer Gillespie $10 million and not be in the apron or the tax, if I'm not mistaken. But you still have to reach like a roster minimum. But then now you're talking about like minimum
13
guys.
players or something like
that.
Yeah,
now you're just talking about minimum guys. So
now we go get Jed Howard. Now, the deal is DeJounte, Hawk, whatever pick for Ja.
Right, DeJounte and Hawk for Ja. That would be $49 million. That would be $49 million going out for Ja.
DeJounte and Hawk?
And Ja.
Yeah, DeJounte and Hawk.
DeJounte,
no, I'm sorry, 39 million. 39.
38. Yeah, 38, 39. Yeah.
Yeah, 39 million. My bad.
So yeah, DeJounte and Hawk for Ja.
So Ja's 42, right? Ja's 42.
Right.
Ja's 42.
Okay, so
and then you got Poole and Herb for Sabonis.
Right, and that's
Poole is 30.
No, that's 50. That's 50 for Sabonis. It's Sabonis.
Damn, Sabonis is 50?
No, Sabonis. No, Poole and Herb together are 50. 40,
oh.
Yeah, 49 going into 50. So yeah. So you
break even right where you're at, basically.
Yeah. Once you decline Looney, if no one wanted him, you still probably have like close to the full non-tax MLE available, if I'm not mistaken.
15.1, yeah.
Yeah. So
and then let's say bring back DeAndre.
No, I'll say this, right? Let's say you do bring back DeAndre, right? And you have like 11 left, but because you're not going to use the full MLE because you'll be an apron team. That's why I say
yeah.
So you'll cross the first apron. So let's say you got about DeAndre probably count for like 2 against the books, if I'm not mistaken. So that brings you down to about, let's just say 11.
We cooking, dog. This team is fixed.
You still could get like Gillespie. I think you still could get Gillespie for like 9. Just to answer Cullen's question. I want to hear your thoughts on that roster construction as well, Chris. Suggs was one of the first people to congratulate Sweeney. Suggs is a big fan of Sweeney. Seemingly, I don't think Suggs is going anywhere.
I think that's a horrible hire, by the way. I'm just going to say that.
It was kind of weird to me.
It's just it's a defensive
Jamal
coach.
Mosley.
Yeah, it's a defensive coach going to a team that just fired their head coach for a reason. Everyone thought they fired him was because they needed someone offensive, and then you just I don't get it. I also got to answer Cullen's question about Henry Vesar too. I don't want to leave him in the dark.
Oh, okay.
So like Henry is I could totally see Joe or especially Troy like doing some stuff to trade up for him in the early second round if he makes it out of the first round, because he's 7-footer, blocks shots, can pass in the short roll, hits threes. He shot a 40% clip this year at UNC. And like the thing people don't talk about is Caleb Wilson's production. And I'm not going to say it was because of Henry Vesar, because it wasn't. But a lot of those easy twos he was getting was Vesar and him running an inverted pick and roll. Vesar would stop and he would just throw him a lob and he would just hammer it home. So like he is the type of player that could work with Zion, because Zion, he doesn't have the size or the defensive abilities Caleb Wilson does. But in the short roll situations, very similar athletes, very similar like skill sets when it comes to scoring. So I totally could see Vesar being like a perfect fit with the Pelicans. It just depends on if he can sneak out of the first round. They could trade up for him in the second, because trading up in the second round is nothing.
Relatively,
yeah, you can do that essentially cash at times,
exactly.
And that's why I hope if Trevon Brazile is there,
that's my pick, bro.
Couple guys, and that's the thing too. Like I'm sure the Pelicans would love to get back into the first round if it was cost effective. But that's another thing. Like with some people with like some of the trades, it's like, if you trade for a first round pick, that's like guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So it's like, kind of gets the books. And once a team knows you have to make moves to like clear salary, it can get a really, really ugly.
You end up moving 4 seconds.
End up moving 4 seconds to move Devontae Graham. Man, shout out to Devontae Graham. No disrespect.
Oh my God,
So what do you like if you could just say 2 moves and we'll try to close out? What do you say about 2 moves, Chris, that you would just like to see this team make this offseason?
Number 1 is go get Daniel Gafford. We were talking about centers. I like him as a center. I mean, he has some long-term money tied up, but he's never had a season where I think he's had like a bad year. Even going back to Washington, Chicago, he's a good shot blocker. He doesn't get in people's ways despite being just a primarily paint scorer. And he just rebounds the hell out of the basketball. And he also has been a guy who's been stuck playing like split minutes at the center spot.
Yeah,
I'm all about you just let him rock out, give him 30 minutes a night. And he's like a much more elevated version of Yves Missy. And then from outside of that, if I was talking about other potential moves, I would look at free agency and maybe look at a guy like Rui.
I mentioned Rui the other day.
I think somebody gonna give Rui the full MLE.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I just threw it to him. You could have threw it to him in our scenario we just created right now.
I am not giving Rui the full MLE. I like Rui, and I think
he was wasn't he leading the playoffs in 3-point shooting?
He was.
Oh, Quentin Grimes. Okay, I was just looking. I did a radio.
I like Quentin Grimes. I like Quentin Grimes at guard from 76ers. Kelly Oubre is going to be free agent as well.
Luke Kennard. I like Luke Kennard a lot.
I think somebody going to pay him
a
as
lot
well.
of stuff from him with the Lakers when Luka was out that I liked. And
I don't like the volume on Luke Kennard. He always shoots a high percentage, but he typically only takes 2 or 3 a game. Which I don't like that idea.
The reason I really don't like going after Lakers players is because they took that deal just to be with the Lakers, or they were traded there for the Lakers. So the deal just looks a little sexier than it would look for another team. Kind of like Malik Monk. Like Malik Monk was on his way out of the league. And he was like, take this one little gap year with the Lakers and turn down
revitalize his career.
He turned down money from the Pelicans. More money, if I remember correctly, to go with the Lakers. So
they need to get Jordan Poole on like the Malik Monk vibe. Like if he can be our version of Malik Monk next year, I'm all for it.
I think what happened with Jordan Poole this year was such an anomaly. Like, especially even this was his worst professional year.
Yeah.
So not to mention he wasn't healthy.
Not to mention he wasn't healthy, and he wasn't healthy in the offseason, what I was told, like coming into the year. But also it's like a lot of people on this team just had their worst year under Borrego. And I kind of want to give everybody some grace.
The mulligan.
I got to give him the mulligan because Zion, the lowest usage ever.
Yeah, that's
Trey was kind of just like iffy. Herb just, oh my God. Herb don't get a mulligan. But Herb is like on both sides, Herb. God damn.
Yeah, can we talk about the defense? Because people don't highlight that enough. The defense was not good. Like he's still Herb Jones, so like the numbers.
What are you talking about? I heard he was the leading reason why we were winning these games.
Yeah, Chris, don't burn any bridges there. Don't be like me. But I will say, Herb's defense has been bad. Herb's defense has not been good the last 2 years. I wouldn't say not good. It hasn't been like
it hasn't been Herb.
It hasn't been Herb or justified the pace the last couple of years.
It don't justify your offense being awful.
That's another thing too. You're playing 5-on-4, and the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. It's not like you're playing 5-on-4, but that fifth guy is Rudy Gobert, like or just a shutdown corner. But
they say DQ, what you like about playing with all of these stars? He's like, well, Herb's always open.
Say Herb draws the help, man. So Herb wide open.
If Derek ain't good for anything on the court, he's good for a laugh, man. I'll put that out there.
Oh man, I was like, well, DQ, you didn't have to say that, but the fact that you did say it and it's quite noticeable.
Meanwhile, Herb's open in the corner, but DQ's throwing him a swing pass over his head that hits the lady in the 4th row. So it's like
it's. I think they can afford to move Herb. Like it even when I look at some of the guys that they've been scouting, like they've worked out thus far. Really, the only one that's like an offensive guy has been Jerome Pierre from SMU, New Orleans guy. He's incredible offense. I'm talking about athleticism off the charts.
Yeah,
large hands, like when he's dunking the basketball.
Yeah. I think he's 24 years old.
Yeah, older prospect, but guy like that. You hit on, like maybe he's another Bryce McGowan's for you, give you something off the bench, maybe be your Najee Marshall potentially, but if you paying Herb $20 million at this stage in the game, no.
Look perfect for us, a bonus trade.
Yep.
It would make a lot of sense because
that's a Sacramento King player if I've ever seen one, bro.
Like,
Herb
bro,
Jones.
It actually is. He does fit the Doug Christie mold with less offense.
And that team needs to shed salary in the worst way. But who's your second move? Who's your second move?
I would go with one of these three. I would go on the cheaper end, one of Dean Wade or Matisse Thybulle. I just think both those guys could add a lot to this team. I think move Herb. I think Thybulle's a nice little slide in. I like Jacques Landale too. And then I'll also throw out.
I like Landale.
I mentioned him earlier, Quentin Grimes too. I think Quentin Grimes is. We talked about Bryce. He's like a supercharged version of Bryce, like less athletic, but does all the right things, doesn't get in people's ways. But also, if someone goes down with injury and we need someone to just carry the offense for a week, he's shown he can do that. So
he looked like one of those guys, not this year, but last year in Philly when everybody was out. He was he was on an offensive tear, bro.
And what was the dude with the dude from New York, man? I can't pronounce his name. YG, but he or GY. He's another guy. Everyone was out. I think we should have got Paul Reed. Honestly,
Paul Reed was rolling too. Yeah.
Well, his deal isn't fully guaranteed, so if they can make the decision, and they shouldn't, but he could just hit free agency, and if he does, man,
that's a guy that would check a lot of boxes, in my opinion. So,
Chris, tell people shoot too.
Oh yeah, and like this past postseason, he was arguably their best big.
He was their best big,
which is crazy. Like considering how much money they're about to dedicate to that position.
Bro, JB Bickerstaff, if they don't win that series against Orlando, is possibly fired for not closing games with Paul Reed.
Yep.
You know what's crazy? He barely won that series and immediately got an extension.
Got the extension.
That's how. But no one remembers. It's funny. No one remembers him barely winning it, and people remember mostly losing it. That's how like almost counts, man. Chris, tell the people where they can find you at, bro.
Yeah, find me at Pelicans Debrief, Raptors, Rapture, Lake Show Life, Hoops Habit. Tomorrow I should have a Tempo article up there. Potentially, I mean, I'm working a behind the scenes job with a Canadian network, so nothing that anybody in New Orleans can see, but I did make an appearance on WGSO the other day.
Okay,
that went well. Just follow me on Twitter. That's the biggest one, Chris Lambert NBA. But yeah, this is sick. We got to run this more. This is good.
Oh yes, indeed, man. Are we hoping that this offseason goes the way we fantasizing about it going? There'll be a lot to talk about, bro. But shout out to Chris. We'll get to these start questions and get up out of here. Appreciate you, Chris,
bro, for sure.
Make sure y'all tap out with Chris. Written media is very important. We need to support it. Absolutely. And we need to continue to like make sure that we're consuming written media, even if you're going out once a week and just reading a hands-on newspaper or something along those lines. You need to support written media. Talking head content is cool, is what we do, but written media is incredibly important. So we're gonna run a quick commercial break. We want y'all to hit that like button while we run a commercial break. We're gonna come back and get to the start questions.
This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she's about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties. Spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's on the video. Spreads her cheeks. This is madness.
Yo, shout out to Dr. Candace Matthews and brother Cornell.
That used to be one of my favorite videos, dog.
Yo, bro.
This woman has obviously lost her damn mind.
She needs psychotropic medication. Yo, shout out to everybody in the building, man. That joy. And yo, for the people, I know some people are a little shy, but next time we drop the link, man, don't be afraid to click and join, man, so we can rap with y'all. Let's get to these start questions and get out of here, man. Michael Morgan always showing love. Yo, Mike, don't forget to DM me, bro. I got a gift for you, fam. Blackest Nerd say, line up about to be Fizz, Brown, Herb, Queen, and me. Hey, I think we got a chance. Joe. I ain't gonna lie, Black enough. We got a chance. Joe. Yo, Spectacular Insight. What's the deal? He said, y'all think Fizz could be a true PG, or is he more of a Harden Iverson type?
I think he's a scoring guard at heart, but I think he could do something true. I think he could. He's gonna have moments where he could like be like an actual point guard, but I think he's more of a scorer at the end of the day.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think he's a Maxey type guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of shout to Cullen, I believe, said, guys, Jaylen Green to the Pelicans for the DeJounte Murray. Would y'all do that? And does Jaylen Green have more growth? That's a good question for you.
Yes, I would do it. I'll say this. If I had my options, I'm taking my non-Jaylen Brown options. I'm taking Ja over everybody first.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll probably go Ja, Sabonis, then Jaylen Green. Like,
can you imagine having like a Knicks type offseason? The way you like, oh, they got this, they got Michael, that's nice. What the fuck? They got OG. He's like, oh, they got OG too. That's crazy. Wait, what the fuck? Like, if you the Pelicans, and then all that should be dirt cheap this offseason for it's like Ja and Sabonis.
Yeah, bro.
You can ride.
Listen,
shit
and
blind,
then you just
dog.
listen. All you need. You do some shit like that. If Ja, like, dog, I know this is the biggest if,
right?
But if you did that shit, and Ja somehow found his fountain of youth or his juice and turned back into Ja, and that shit sparked Z to look like Z, boy.
Bro, I have Ja working out with Chris every day.
Boy.
Like, Ja, look, we working out together.
We together.
They don't want us to win. They don't want us to win. Ja.
I'm selling it.
Man, can you imagine?
Praying on your downfall. Both of y'all need extensions.
Hey, y'all both from
y'all
Carolina. Y'all from the South. Joe from the South. Let's do this, man. Let's make it happen.
The blender would be it would be fucking crazy in there, though. Right. Lord, woo! And then Trey, you still got Trey.
Yeah. Man, come on, bro. That should be fire. Nando, what's the deal? Shout out to my dog Nando. I appreciate you. This is a 5-piece, dog. Say, so I think
Brown celebration with the RPG.
Oh, man, it would just be be box office, bro. It would be box office. I might fuck around and end up on Bleacher Report. But like, look, I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. Be like, yeah, something I wanted to put together and shit. I mean, excuse me, is this live? But anyway, Nando said, I think Brown makes a ton of sense for the PELS. We really need to start consistently winning more than worrying about a championship. Damn them picks. Hey,
man, fuck
I don't think it would take a ton of picks, honestly. But I think Jaylen would be incredible immediately.
I'm out on Jaylen Brown. Give me Giannis a bonus.
I'm not out on Jaylen Brown because
I don't mean I'm out. I don't mean I'm saying.
No, I get your point.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Shit.
Bro, if Ja and Sabonis probably will cost you damn near nothing to do because people trying to give them away.
Pretty much.
I gotta give up Trey and probably the Bucks pick and all kind of other shit just to have a chance.
Yeah. If I can keep Trey and the Bucks pick, then I'm going with Ja and Sabonis, if possible. But if it don't cost me like nothing crazy, I'm going with Jaylen because
if it ain't nothing exorbitant,
because I probably still could go get Sabonis, and I could just roll with Ja. Or Ja. I think that's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Because
why they the same number?
Because it's like that's a ton of on ball move. Like that's just a lot of. That's two alphas. One barely played, but that's two alphas and Zion. And like it get kind of crazy. Like
we're gonna be volatile as fuck, though. We're gonna be aggressive. We ain't gonna like nobody. Media gonna be crazy.
That would be like if it worked, it would be like a version of Tariq Evans, Eric Gordon, Drew Holiday, and Anthony Davis that worked. And you know what would really make this better? Boy, if Zion was like 6'10. If Zion was like 6'10, none of this matters that much because you like. Shit, put Zion at the 5. Zion a beast.
No,
but since he's 6'6", it's like
no. Imagine an offense. Imagine an offense of fucking Ja, Z, Brown, Trey. You could throw Missy at the 5, bro. It ain't gonna matter.
I could see. I ain't so much worried about that. Like the 5, I could just see Jaylen and Ja being like Huey and Riley on the Boondocks.
Which was great, by the way.
It was a great movie. Great series. Great shout out to Aaron Magruder. Great series.
Boy,
but
toxic,
I can just see that shit here crazy. Sam can say, how many wins you think Jaylen Brown adds while losing Trey and DeJounte? I think he would account for at least, like, if we just basing it on those two, I think he would account for at least 12 to 20 more wins. I mean, to me, it's really not a question I can answer because I just saw what he just did.
Yeah.
And
I don't think we win 58 games or 54 games, but I think you
good.
If I got John Z and everything else is, solid, I think you could get the 45 wins easily.
I think so because he won't be your only move if you were to get him.
Nah,
because it kind of sounds like Boston might be offering them. I don't have no evidence of that really, but it kind of sounds like Boston might be like, y'all think y'all might want homie. The Tackle Insight say, would you trade Z? And nah, I wouldn't do it.
Like just straight up, you can't do it just straight up.
No, just like let's say it was Z and shit, you would still have to find.
That's what I'm saying. You got to add somebody.
Yeah, it'd probably be like Z and Herb, maybe. I wouldn't do it because to me that's a lateral move. Of course, I think Brown's better than Zion, but I still think now you still have a hard cap.
I gotta go find another clear two.
Yeah, clear two. Connick say, he asked about that by Henry. Spectacular say, do y'all view Queen as a 4 or 5? He's a 4 who could fit next to him at the 5, kind of an awkward fit.
I'm gonna let you answer that
one. I think Queen is a 4. And if we were just talking about a 5 that could fit next to him, it would have to be like Walker Kessler, like a rim defending 5 who could also potentially shoot a corner 3 or Khalil Ware.
Chet. But Chet not really like 5.
But with Queen, I think the type of player he ends up being, his position won't matter as much as what I'd be asking him to do. Because while Boris Diaw was like the 4, sometimes he played the 5, sometimes he's pretty much running the point. Like, it would be more so what I was asking him to do. It would be more of a low usage type role. But I don't know.
You think Ja would defer to Jaylen?
I don't think it would work out, honestly. I think that's just too many players that score the same way. Like for us, all 3 of my best players are on ball guys. So whereas
you don't think JB can play off ball?
He can, but I'm taking away the best thing about him. Like, I think the reason why Jaylen and Tatum works out so well because both of them can shoot threes, both of them get in the mid range, both of them defend. Like they can all do a lot of things. Whereas Ja's like, I shoot threes every once in a while. Zion is almost exclusively at the rim, and I'm not trying to put Brown in. He's too good for me to put him in an off-ball role. So it's like, well, I got Tatum, 2 slashers, and Trey.
Would you think? Would you look at it similar, like, because if you just had like a screening 5 or rolling 5, you could do it similar to how the Knicks kind of use Cat to a degree. He's not as big, obviously, but like you could almost run the the offense. You could run it through JB at times, or you could save JB to the end of games and shit like that.
I think
we need the bucket. Go get it.
I think too many of those guys have this offensive versatility. Like Ja can shoot a floater. He could shoot a midi and pluck your fucking eyes out, hit a big 3. But Zion, again, he's like, he can hit a floater, but he's mainly exclusively at the rim. But they got 3, 4 like guys, like in Hart being super low usage. Really, Brunson and Cat, the 2 high usage guys. So like you got like 3 guys that's like super high usage, and they excel at being super high usage. Except for Zion. Zion's not super high usage like that, but he's an on-ball player. Same thing with Jaylen Green. Like if I got Jaylen Green, that kind of would rule out Ja to me to a certain extent, unless I was bringing Jaylen Green off the bench. Because I'm like, well, you can't really shoot, and you wildly inefficient. Now this would be fun, but it wouldn't be like, here's the thing. It's like certain configurations would be fun, but I don't think they would be good teams. They would just be a team full of good players.
I think the Giants Sabonis would be a good team.
Yeah,
more so than
I think that team would be better than like.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why initially I was like, "Fuck that, give me Giants Sabonis."
But if I could
the upside of the team fit.
Like if I could just get Jaylen and go find me like Sabonis or another guy, I would probably do that as well. But if I got to keep Trey, I probably would still go with Giants Sabonis. But let's see. Michael Morgan said, y'all see the Pelicans trading for a center and getting back into the draft for one. I think the Pelicans getting back into, because when people, here's the thing, I think people have been a little intellectually dishonest with that. Because when people say the Pelicans getting back into the draft, I think they talking about the lottery. I don't know that the Pelicans really care about getting back into the lottery. Like I don't know that. I haven't necessarily heard that. But I could see them getting in. I could see them trading for a center before I saw them getting into the lottery for one. I think the draft for one, unless it was Mara.
Yeah, I think just getting back into the draft specifically, as we do a little more research on the draft and some of the players and the picks, I think there's like plenty of second round guys that they could take that could probably play and help and fill some of the needs that they have. Like look at Maxime Renault was a second round draft pick that's like obviously playing a significant role for that team. So I think when we looked at Baba Miller, Brazil, we was just talking about the big earlier. I can't remember his name, Veneer, I think it is.
What's that again?
From your boy from UNC,
from North Carolina. Yeah.
Another possible second round guy. So like, you could see a role where a lot of these guys in the second round, So I can see if we talking about getting back into the draft, I can see them maybe going up for somebody like that. Possibly.
And then it's like when you ask like, what do I need? Because again, you got to roster these guys like. You still got Preston Chua out there, Mitchell Robinson. Like you got some guys that you could just sign depending on what you need. Yeah. Rock's Life. And shout out to JB5, new member. Appreciate you, bro. Rock's Life say, are we aiming for Jaylen, but we'll end up with Ja? Can we get both? Like L say, there is an avenue to get both. Like it's an avenue to do it. It's
been toxic, but it's going down. Listen, I'm getting season tickets for sure. I had my season tickets last. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited just thinking about it.
It would be man, that you would need the coaching staff would have their motherfucking work.
Now listen.
Out for them.
Now listen, this isn't ideal, but if I had Jaylen Brown instead of getting Ja, would you prefer pivoting to Kyrie?
Yeah, it would make.
And you think
sense.
that would fit? That fit with
my team would be significantly older, but it would make a lot more sense.
We on a 2-3 year window anyway.
Yeah, I would prefer Kyrie in that scenario. They played together before. I'm sure they got a good relationship. I think they both got body.
They both been humbled in their NBA careers to a degree.
And Jaylen like he don't give a fuck.
No, Kyrie don't give a fuck either.
No, I mean Jaylen don't seem humble at all. I mean, he seemed like
not at all. Well, he's still young right now.
He's still young. I also think Kyrie won't cost you much to get either, because Dallas won't have picks for quite some time. So if you gave them like a nice first, maybe a protect lottery, first. Solid first, maybe
some expiring with Poole.
Yeah, give him Poole in first. Maybe you Kyrie. I give you a 2-year extension. Look, we on the end of Jaylen's contract, y'all. This is what we doing. Next 3 years, we all rolling with Jaylen to the end of the contract.
Motherfucking Kyrie, boy. Listen, Kyrie, JB, Trey, and Z.
That would be a hell of a team.
you definitely got like.
Now look, but see, that's the thing, Jay Burke. It's like we ain't saying
shit realistic.
Like fuck it, call for Kessler. I thought somebody put that earlier and on Twitter, and I was like, I don't like go reply to people's shit like people do me, but I was just like, motherfucker, why do you think? What? Whose money? What does money Coming from. But
bro, listen,
I do think
these are
Kyrie
realistic moves, though.
I do think because Brett Siegel and another gentleman, Jake Fisher, he also was like, I don't think Kyrie's gonna be there to start the season. Honestly, I don't think Kyrie's gonna be there either. I can see Kyrie going to Houston.
I told you what I thought. I thought
Minnesota.
The Lakers.
Oh, I
trying
can't
to trade for Austin Reeves.
I can't
bring
see
Luka
it.
back his boy.
Because if I'm Dallas, it's
Brian?
like the reason I wouldn't do it if I was Dallas is because I guess it depends on how fast you think Cooper about to be like very, very good. Because if I got to pay Austin Reeves, I still got Gafford on the books. Now it's gonna get to a point where I'm like, well, damn, I got PJ Washington. Now I'm trying to. I don't know. That team still could be interesting though.
I mean, you just essentially getting rid of an old asset for a younger asset that you think gonna match the timeline and do a little bit of what it is they do. Yeah. And then you send Kyrie to LA. I
would have to see what would happen for us to cap, like if it would hard cap them. Well, I signed a trade typically hard caps you, but I would have to see how much it would fuck off they money. Cause I think the Lakers want to get younger. I don't think they on no LeBron timeline. I don't
think so either. But
Luka like, wait a minute.
I think what I see is, and I don't know if they do this, but like Luka was successful with a guard similar, like he was successful with Brunson, a guard that played that style. He went to the finals with Kyrie, a very guard playing that style. Yeah. So I think you look to pair Luka with another person that could do something like that. And realistically, it ain't many of them out there. I personally don't think Austin Reeves' ceiling is high enough to do that. So I could see a situation where Austin Reeves for Kyrie, if they're smart, at least. That's what I would be trying to do. And then
I don't know. It would depend on, because if I could trade Austin Reeves and get like some picks, I'd rather do that. Because the reason I say
you ain't on no pick timeline in LA.
But see, that's the thing. Luka been fucked up a lot lately. And it's like, bro, I need to see your big seal-shaped ass play a full season because...
You think they gonna trade him?
Not trade. I don't think he's that rich for being traded at all. I just think if you the Lakers and you like, I ain't got no picks. Really, like in the short term, I don't really have a real way to build out this team and be competitive. And Luka just totally unreliable. So, like in a situation where we get all the way to the playoffs,
Brian just took it to the second round. Oh, give him Kyrie.
Who?
LeBron.
They just lost. Oh well,
LeBron's in the second round.
But
they beat Houston. They beat KD. KD quit.
Yeah, but KD, but I guess so. Let's say they go to the second round, but LeBron and Luka against some real teams, like
LeBron, Luka, Kyrie.
But that's the thing. It's like Luka, is you gonna be there? Luka, your ass. You got traded before because you can't stay healthy. You got to the team, immediately got injured. Then you got injured again this year. And he's super fucking talented.
You know what? I'll show him. Send him to New Orleans.
Like, I just don't know, like, if how much they gonna invest in Luka this year. I think they bring Austin Reeves back, honestly.
I think they do too, because Luka don't know how to say, "Go give me Kyrie Irving." I don't believe in Austin Reeves.
Then you traded for Kyrie off of ACL. Yeah, I think he's still gonna be good. But if you
the Lakers out for a whole season.
But see, that's the thing too. If you're the Lakers, whatever your next move is, you only get to do this once. Because
let me ask you this: who got the bigger name? This LA we talking about, Kyrie or Austin Reeves?
I don't think Kyrie moved the needle in LA. Honestly, I think Kyrie is I think Kyrie a bit of a pariah.
Really?
Yeah, I think people don't fuck with Kyrie because of some of his stances. I'm not. Some people fuck with him, but I think people like, oh, this guy, he leaves every team he was on worse. Like, I think now personally, I like Kyrie, but I think some people probably, feel like I don't think Kyrie's an LA guy. I'll say that. I don't think he's an LA guy, but I don't know, bro. That's interesting because objectively speaking, the LeBron tenure been a failure with the Lakers. It's been a major failure. Major failure. If you count the one bubble chip, right? Let's say you count
listen, I'll take a bubble chip in New Orleans.
Like let's say you count it, right? That was in 2020. LeBron been there about 7-8 years. This is the longest he's ever been with one team. And they've been getting spanked. So
listen,
I don't know.
Would you take a bubble chip in New Orleans?
But that's the thing. This is New Orleans. That's the Lakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't want no monopoly money. They want real money. I mean,
he counting that bitch as number 4.
I don't know.
He counting that bitch as number 4, dog.
I think I don't know. I think the Lakers gotta be very careful about what their next move is, boy. Because if they have another what's your boy name? Damn, he used to play for the Bulls. They just stopped paying this dude recently. Ding, was it Ding?
Oh, Luau Deng.
Yeah, they have another Luau Deng.
The Lakers got hit with that money.
Yeah, they have another Luau Deng, Timothy Mozgov type situation. Because look, you already got Ayton on a player option that he most likely gonna pick up. You keep fucking around with LeBron and Luka them and getting all these weird configurations.
Man, and Kyrie on the expiring, ain't he? He got 2 years left.
I think anywhere you trade him, he gonna want an extension. I think he on the
he gonna want that extension. But like, another thing too, and I know we could probably move on. LA, you ain't got no issues attracting free agents. That's another thing. I think Luka being there, I think you could get you some free agents if you freed up the money. Unlike being here, you could do Austin. I don't think Austin Reeves long term moved the needle for you, and I think you still would be capped, right? So,
I guess
let's say you do Kyrie for Luka. I mean Kyrie for Reeves. If he got 1 or 2 years left, you do LeBron on a 2 for whatever, a 1 and 1, and then you get ready to let their asses roll out. And if it don't work, I think Luka deal only 3 years, and then that'd be it.
The thing I think about with the Luka shit is that when they did make the finals, that was 3 years ago. And Luka just been in bad shape since then. Like, if I believed in Luka 100%, I would be like, yeah, you do whatever it takes to build around Luka. I kind of just view Luka like a better version. Well, I ain't gonna say Zion. I kind of view Luka like a version of Ja Morant. To where if you could just stay. No, I say that because Luka never fucking healthy. And that's why he got traded. It's like this last injury. We still don't know what the injury is.
It was the hamstring. Talk about the hamstring that put him down.
But here's the thing.
Because he's carrying these motherfuckers on his back. He should have been putting up 40 a night, 40 and 50 and 60 a night.
Look, you're right.
But that 3 seed.
Look, you're right, but every year, nigga, every year, Luka, you gonna do this fucking thing.
Listen, think about this. When Brian and AD was in LA, them motherfuckers was a playing team. There's a playing team.
Luka made the what's the conference finals?
They was the 8 seed. No, 7 seed. They was the 7 seed. Yeah. They got into the play-in. They was the 7 seed because they caught Memphis. That was the 2 got injured. Then they played the champions Golden State in the second round after the Draymond shit. You know what I mean? So they beat them and then they went and lost to Denver. But there was a 7 seed. Luka got there mid-season. The motherfuckers went from 8 seed to the 3 seed, and then last year they was battling for the 3 seed.
But what happened when they ran at the Anthem bust their ass? But
they did. They had no center. They had no big.
The thing
with Luka was hurt. I agree. He played.
Luka he not like a super athletic player, but I don't think Luka gonna play long. I think Luka gonna be one of them guys that you just unless he. Because I ain't never seen a motherfucker go get an experimental thing and it work out. He left the country and they said, "Oh, it's worse than we even thought." So you have to leave the country to get properly diagnosed. So it's I still don't even know what happened. What's wrong with you?
Listen,
if they was trading Luka now, I take him, but
yeah,
it's
I'm
like,
about to say. I hope. Listen. As much as I love Jaylen Brown, I'll take Luka before I take Jaylen Brown.
oh my God,
I would.
I wouldn't do it. And look, I'm a big Luka fan as well, but like, I just know come the postseason or come like down the stretch in the regular season, or fuck that, a large period of the season, somewhere in the season, something weird is gonna happen with Luka. Because Luka is not meant to play a lot of minutes for some reason.
I'll say this. I just feel like I've seen Luka more consistently on his own lift teams than I've seen Jaylen Brown. So like, while Jaylen Brown was great last year, right? Aside from last year when he did it on his own, they've realistically been on a great team. You've had Tatum as your running back.
I'm about to say they've always, like, Brown and Tatum always had Luka. I'm not Luka, Kyrie. They have always been on great teams.
They've always been on like Boston team has been legit. Like, and I'm not saying that Dallas hasn't had solid teams, but you've seen Luka just look legit, like just again. That same LA team last year, though, like that team wasn't even really that good, bro. And Luka had them bitches top of the West.
No, I think Austin Reeves is one of the most I think Austin Reeves is a bad postseason player, but in the regular season, when LeBron was out, Austin Reeves was fucking on fire at a certain point. Like, but then he got hurt. But I think Austin Reeves is a hell of a player. I think, of course, Kyrie is better than Austin Reeves in any world. But at the same time, it's like y'all trying to get the old band back together. It is like both of y'all coming off major injuries, and LeBron is 50. And y'all in this year, I think they should go for it. I think they'll get smoked by several teams in the West.
You think?
I think several teams will smoke them.
I think it's about the auxiliary pieces.
That's the thing. If you bring in Luka, if you bring in Kyrie,
it's the same as what you about to pay Austin Reeves.
Not well,
because Reeves
not necessarily because you got like. But Reeves. I don't think Reeves will get there. I think Reeves will end up topping out at probably like 30, something like that.
You think so?
I don't think he getting 40. I mean,
he want the 40 piece.
I think, but he's a 9 all-star. But I think he's good enough to demand 40 in this new NBA. Fuck, Brandon got 40, but that's Toronto's mistake.
You see what I'm saying?
But I think, I don't know. I just think if because I'm speaking from the Lakers standpoint, like I trade for Kyrie, I ain't got no avenue to get no picks nowhere. Because once I trade Luka, it's over anyway. And Luka might be washed in a couple of years if things trend the way they trending. So it's like, I'm just looking for a way out, like if shit go bad. I'd rather trade, if from a team building standpoint, because I don't think the Lakers really got like, I don't know. It depends on what happens this offseason with this money.
You know why I think me and you will run a great team is because I look for the high upswing and you look at the negative side of it and be like, if it fails, what are we gonna do if it fails?
I'm like,
because shit failed. What's the exit plan?
And look, I'm a big Kyrie fan. I fucks with Kyrie, but Kyrie be hurt, and Luka just always hurt now, and it's fucking crazy. And if LeBron,
get him.
If I knew LeBron just like off the books, I probably would feel better about it, because I don't think LeBron really does much for you as a third option no more. Even though he's still LeBron, they got them nights where LeBron, like, damn, like Rui was the best Laker in the postseason in the second round. That cannot fucking happen. And if we that far away, it's like, Jesus. Cheesehead say, as a Bucks fan, Heat offer is trash. No, thank you. I guess Cheesehead probably looking more so for, he said LeBron.
Like what you want for him?
He said LeBron turned 60 next year. But he said, I don't really know how much I don't know how many teams would be interested in Giannis, to be honest.
He going to Miami.
I think Giannis at this point is a very particular fit.
Yeah.
And you like, well, we got closer than Giannis did recently. Like, so why would we disrupt what we doing for Giannis? Like, I think that's how some teams are gonna view it.
Yeah.
But let's see. Hold on.
Kyrie to New Orleans, man. Kyrie, JB, Trey, Z. Joe, make it happen.
I just can't see Kyrie going to the Lakers. Maybe he will, because Kyrie.
You think he come to New Orleans before he go to the Lakers?
I do.
That's interesting.
You know why? Because I think Kyrie at this stage in his life, he was like, yeah, y'all, I don't want to be around nothing superficial, family. that's how he carry himself now. Like, I don't want to be around nothing superficial.
This whole super enlightened, brother.
Yeah. I like to be amongst the people.
You think Kyrie a 5%er?
I think he got body. Right. Yeah. That's why him and Jaylen need to come to New Orleans, man. Hey, come talk to the guy.
Say, dog, listen, with Jaylen Brown and I will say this. If you had Jaylen Brown and Kyrie and somehow kept Z, boy, I think they will unlock what I think they would unlock in Zion. Boy.
No,
I take us to make a run. I take us to make the Western Conference Finals. I ain't gonna lie.
I think so too. Honestly, I think the West is wide open. I think even with Luka, until Luka stays like consistently healthy,
yeah,
I think I still got the Wolves better than any team that they put together around Luka. I think Ant got the Lakers number. I think Ant got Denver number too. I think
Ant got Denver number. Ant and Luka 1-1 because the year before, it was 4-1. 4-1 spanking.
You know why
Ant got his get back.
You know why I think Ant. What I think the biggest issue with Luka is Luka's still one of the worst defenders in the NBA. And I think as long as you that bad, that's the issue with Austin Reeves too. That's why I was like, if you got Kyrie and Luka, you got to have some great back end help. You better have Kessler and Herb Jones. But until Luka, it ain't no way for him to become decent defensively, honestly. Just the way if he got to try defensively, he's not gonna play 60 games.
He said, I'm gonna just give you 35, fucking 8 and 8. And in the playoffs, that shit just be more. Listen, Luka in the playoffs was shoot like. Again, the closeout game against Minnesota a couple years ago, first fucking quarter, that shit was over. Remember Devin Booker, him laughing at Devin Booker?
Oh, yeah. Because Luka, Luka just a fucking dog. It's just that,
bro.
And you got to defend
sometimes
somebody.
It don't matter if I can't go. You can't stop me.
It matter with him.
And you might miss.
Yeah, you might miss, and I ain't gonna miss. Like what the boys say, you miss with your stick. These bullets ain't gonna miss.
You miss with your stick.
Bullets. D for real, what up, D for real? You say, what's up, fellas? If you ever do a show on low cost role players that might be available this off season, I got a few names to throw at you. Oh, bet that sounds like a great idea for the next show. We drop the link and call up. We talk about that.
Absolutely.
Nola Chop say, what's a realistic trade for Jaylen Brown?
We did discuss that a good little bit.
Yeah, we discussed it a little bit. I think surface level, we'd just say DeJounte and Trey for Jaylen, hypothetically. That seemed like one with both sides win. If you want to be greedy, Jordan Poole, and maybe Herb.
And a pick heavy.
Pick heavy package.
Mm-hmm.
And Conic, what up, Conic said, can we do a live stream for draft night? If the Pelicans get a pick, I'll do it. If I was thinking about doing it, but if they don't get a pick,
I live stream. That was my first ever stream, actually. My first ever episode. I live stream for the draft. Yep.
I did the live stream for the draft last year. I was talking to this nigga. This nigga didn't even know what center by committee meant, and I was just like, "What am I doing? Like with my life and my time?" Can you imagine if me and you was debating and you was like, "No, Chaz. What I'm saying is, if you." Like, hear me out, Chaz. Eve me, and another center, right? And they split the duties, kind of like, and you like, who does that? It's like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking
Fucking everybody.
But yeah, man. But yo, Al, tell the people they can find you at, brother. This was a great show, man.
PELS in the blender, bro. Y'all on YouTube, PELS in the blender. You heard me? And I'm just a Davis on X, bro, all the time.
I'm gonna make sure I put the link in the description, man. And yo, again, Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, brother? You got a home in New Orleans, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got the answers. Come fuck with us. Jaylen, I can't afford your shoes. Kyrie shoes be on sale. Jaylen, your shit kind of high. But yeah, Ja.
We put together like 2 or 3 Western Conference Finals teams. I'm not even bullshitting.
Easily, man. This been a great show, man. And, yo, if y'all still here, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way. I'll hype the video up. Go subscribe to PELS in the Blender. Follow us on Twitter at chedda-chaz, at Just Stay Davis, man. We've been cooking. It's gonna be a hell of an off season, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the new members. Y'all have a good night. Have a great weekend. We out. Go ahead.
No. I just said shout out to Chris and
shout out to Chris and Cole.
And Cole, yeah, they joined the show, man. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate y'all, man. We out. Peace.